disappointed in every one of you.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to offend you.
I'm disappointed in every one of you.
I kiss you on the mouth.
No, I'm not cool with that. Just, I'm sorry.
One more time.
I'm disappointed in every one of you.
I mean, I'm dealing with degenerate animals.
I'm disappointed in every one of you. Disappointed in every one of you.
All right, come on.
Honestly, I can't do it no more.
I'm disappointed in every one of you.
Let me tell you why.
It's gonna be all right, Nicky. Go ahead, shoot.
He just killed a fucking man.
What are you going to do about it?
You're happy because you got nothing. You don't got a thing. You're happy because you got nothing. Lomito! You got nothing.
I want to get out. I want to get out of this rat hole. I want to get online. I need
BDA Boxing.
Welcome everybody to BDA Boxing Podcast, broadcasting to you live from the True North. This is your good friend Mr. BDA, and alongside with me as always my co-host, the one, the only King Bucho. King, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Fantastic. Fellas, thank you for joining us. We've got a tremendous, and I do mean tremendous show for you fellas. Tomorrow night we got a jam-packed Saturday, and so we are going to be talking about the myriad of fights that we got scheduled, an assortment of delectables, if I may say so myself, a little bit of everything for everybody. Who says boxing is dead? I better not hear any of that from the chat or from the panelists, let me tell you. It's Open Lines Friday, which means you get to call in. We're going to put up a StreamYard link as well, so you can call in if you're outside of North America and give us your thoughts on the big fights that are going to be coming up tomorrow. But of course, before we get down to the fun, let's get the business out of the way, fellas. Don't forget you can donate with a super chat during the show. It really helps the show out and keeps us going. Don't forget you can also do it via the PayPal page or the BDA Patreon page. That would really help us out. $2 buckaroos here and there, a couple of shekels. We're not asking for much. If everybody donates just a tiny little bit, it will allow us to take BDA Boxing to the next level. But of course, the most important thing is that you continue to subscribe, hit the thumbs up button, and to spread the BDA gospel to the unwashed masses out there. And don't forget, speaking of the unwashed masses, shout out to Mr. E, Mike from Boston, Triple JJJ, shout out to Triple JJJ, DJ N1, Victor Baba, who is babbling about AJ in the chat room. It's not an AJ show tonight, my friend. UK Round Boxing, although we can't talk about it because it's Open Lights Friday, so if anybody wants to call in and make it about whatever you want to make it, but we're going to have to talk about the Saturday's fights first. Iceman, Elias Tufexis, SSB 28, Safras Memhood. Jeez Louise. Boxing Archives and Facts, Gallo Fino, Ignorant Boxing, Marcy D, No CD Now. Hey, that's a good name, No CD Now. You forgot the swear word between ZD and Now. And Texas Bulldog Boxing, and more people to come, I'm sure. Thank you, fellas, for joining us. Really appreciate it. Like I said, we've got an assortment of fights coming up tomorrow. All right? And we got, like I said, a little bit of something for everybody. To start us off here in North America at about 5 p.m. or 6 p.m. thereabouts, we're going to get Josh Warrington, considered one of the best, if not the best, featherweight in the world. We're going to be taking on an unheralded Mexican opponent, but still, you got to watch out with these Mexican guys, man. I mean, this guy comes forward. Of course, he hasn't beaten anybody of note or faced anybody of note for that matter, but he comes to fight. He likes to go to the body, and we know that's Warrington's game too. So I'm not expecting anybody to run in this fight. Warrington's opponent is Mauricio Lara. Check him out on YouTube. He's fought on Mexican TV a couple of times, so that should be a good fight. Then we've got Hold on a second. I'm trying to put it up here on the screen. There we go. We've got Joseph Diaz taking on Shavkatdzhon Rakhimov. I don't even know if I got the first name right, but who cares? Rakhimov for 12 rounds for Diaz's IBF junior lightweight title, if you care about such things, junior lightweight title. Patrick Teixera in the undercard from Brazil, the WBO junior middleweight title, takes on Brian Castano, Argentina versus Brazil. This is going to be a heck of a fight. I'm looking forward to this one. Perhaps a tiny little bit more than the main event. And then, of course, over at ESPN, we had the main event scrapped, the one we wanted to see between Joe Smith Jr. and Blasov. But we still have the undercard, Richard Comey versus Jackson Marinez. Jackson, a.k.a. Maria. Remember, he was screaming Maria after the Rolly Romero fight. I'm still trying to figure out who the heck was, who Maria was, or is, because I'm assuming she's still alive. So, man, those are the fights that we're going to be taking place. I don't know which fight you guys are most pumped up for, but there's also a little bit of controversy. First of all, the weigh-in tonight, or today rather, they just had the weigh-in. Joseph Diaz Jr. was announced as weighing in at 133 pounds. And I said, whoa, 133 pounds, the limit is 130. What's going on here? And then the interviewer just kept on babbling. Oh, yeah, great fight tomorrow morning. Don't forget to check out the fight. I'm thinking, wait a minute, you said 133. Did he make a mistake? Can anybody confirm whether he actually made weight or what's going on here? Because, by the way, that's what I do. When I'm in trouble, I just pretend that, it's like when a woman says stop, I just pretend I didn't hear her. I just keep taking my pants off. That's essentially what the presenter did. Just kept going. So if anybody out there in the chat can confirm whether Joe Diaz actually made weight, or did he have to leave and then come back and maybe just the presenter just ignored it. I don't know. And then, of course, there's controversy with Rakhimov. Now, Bucho, the Jojo Diaz fight, man, against Rakhimov, it's going to be a very, very interesting fight. That being said, there's some controversy here. Because Rakhimov, he fought in South Africa about 2 years ago against an undefeated opponent named Azinga Fuzile. I don't even know if I'm saying the name right. But it was a good fight. The other guy was a southpaw, quick, countering Rakhimov's shots with using the shoulder roll and all that. And then between, I think it was the 7th and 8th round or something, Rakhimov was in the corner. And then you see somebody from his corner putting a white bag of a small bag of white powder on his nose. And Rakhimov sort of like, shies away from it because obviously the smell was very strong. And then all of a sudden you see his eyes open up, like he was fucking Leonardo DiCaprio in The Wolf of Wall Street. And I'm thinking, what happened? What was that? So the South Africans didn't like it because Rakhimov ended up winning the fight. Then Mark from Unrivaled Boxing Talk fortuitously made a video about just that issue last night, I believe. And he went on to detail how, I forget who it was, but somebody involved in the fight promotion or whatever went into Rakhimov's hotel room because it was still reserved for about 2 days or something. So the person decided, I'm going to use the hotel room. And they say that they saw a bunch of drugs, in one of the tables, like bottles and adrenaline and creatine and a bunch of like supplements and shit like that. And apparently Rakhimov's team admitted that it was theirs. And I think there were syringes or something. I had to confirm. Once people start coming into the StreamYard and all that, I want to get more information. But that's the controversy with this fella, this Rakhimov guy, that supposedly he might have done something in between rounds to pump himself up for that fight. In any event, Bucho, and people in the chat room are saying they saw the fight. Yeah, they saw that video. Yeah, that's a crazy thing, man. The other thing is that if you look at Rakhimov's record, though, despite the fact that there's shenanigans going on in his corner, he's got good wins, man. He beat, Malcolm Klassen and Robinson Castellanos, maybe past their peak, but he still stopped them. Fuzile was a very good fighter himself, undefeated, and you could tell he had skills in that fight. But there's also a couple of things that are worrisome here, Bucho. The guy, Rakhimov, he's a little easy to find in there. He's a big puncher. He's got long arms and everything, but he's a little bit easy to catch, okay? And there was a guy he fought, a Filipino guy named Jimmy Paipa, or as I like to call him, Jimmy Papaya. And Papaya actually dropped him twice. So, I mean, I know Jojo Diaz is not the biggest puncher, but Rakhimov is there to be hit. They're both southpaws. Diaz already showed against Farmer and against Gary Russell Jr. that he's willing to trade in the pocket. He's not a dancer. So, Bucho, what I'm trying to illustrate here is that we are going to get some very good fights tomorrow, man. Good quality fights.
Jojo Diaz has to go for a stoppage.
But that's the thing, though. He's going to have to be responsible because if he stays in there in the pocket too long, the other guy can crack, man. Rakhimov.
Mm-hmm.
And he's shown that in his fights. And again, they're moving him quick. You know, just as quick as he sniffs whatever he was sniffing in that corner. So it's going to be an interesting fight, man. I'm excited for it. Which fight are you looking forward to the most? While I set up some things here for the stream here, Nolan.
I like Jojo Diaz, man. I was disappointed with his performance in that Gary Russell Jr. fight. Gary Russell Jr. is a very good boxer as well. But, I just want to see Jojo Diaz continue to rise in that division and maybe get a big fight. So I'm mostly excited about Jojo Diaz. I'm disappointed about Joe Smith not fighting because that's another fight that I wanted to see. But it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Oh, on Rival Boxing says Jojo Diaz missed weight. Oh, yeah. Joe Smith fight off. Yeah. I thought you said Jojo Diaz the fights off. I was like, wait a minute.
But that's what I'm asking here because they announced Diaz as being weighing in at 133, and they just went along with like as if everything was fine, and everybody in the chat on the YouTube stream was like, "What the fuck, 133?" And the announcer was just like, like a guy that steals something at the Target and just keeps walking while the cashier goes, "Sir, you have to pay that," and you just pretend like you didn't hear. That's what they did with the fight. It was bizarre, man. I don't know. Oh, by the way, are the phone lines open?
Yes, sir.
How come I can't see? All right. I posted the StreamYard link. So, again, fellas, open lines Friday. If you want to call in outside of North America, you can do it on the StreamYard. Or you can call in. The number is, I'm going to put the number up right now. There you go. In the middle left-hand portion of your screen. I'm also trying to open up the phone lines here. Things are a little bit slow here for the moment. Jojo is stripped of the IBF title. It's only on the line for Rakhim. Oh, there you go. Okay, so why didn't they address the weight thing then? I don't get it. It's bizarre, man. Absolutely bizarre. By the way, if I see Mark's in there, Mark, and apology if you guys want to jump in. But of course, it is Open Lines Friday, so we're going to try to give people on the StreamYard and on the phone a chance to talk. All right, phone lines are... The fuck is this? Bucho, the phone lines won't open for me here. It says invite guest or a co-host.
Okay.
All right, hold on.
I'm getting called. I just set it up, man.
Oh, there you go. Okay. Yeah. No, wait a minute. All right. Hey, all right. It's getting there, fellas. Okay, there you go. They're open. How come they're not open on my end? What the fuck?
What a piece of shit. This is the service that we pay for.
No, hold on. Let's see if it works from my end. All right, 773. Can you hear me? 773. Now, see, there's something going on here. How come I can't start the phone lines on my end, Bucho? It doesn't have the option of. You know what? Let me start them off from my end.
Yeah.
All right. Sorry about that, fellas. But listen, the StreamYard link. I'm gonna post it again in the. Here on the fucking chat. If you fellas want to jump on the StreamYard, you can certainly do so. And everybody else from Discord, you know the drill. By the way, if you're calling in, don't forget, speak as loud as you can. Don't use speakerphone. Don't use a Bluetooth because there's a delay there, I think. So just speak loudly. Don't be afraid of screaming. And that's about it. What else was I going to say here? Yeah, I'm trying to start the phone lines here for some reason.
Let's see what people are saying in the chat. Elias says, did he want to risk sales, hoping to still sell? I don't know what he's talking about. We have Thunderdome in the chat. So the belt isn't on the line with Jojo? I guess not. I mean, he missed weight.
How does he
miss?
miss?
What belt was on the line? I don't even know. Listen, I'm not even following this belt. So which belt was on the line?
I don't know, man. But how does a young fellow like that miss weight? I mean, he didn't move. He's only been at 130 pounds for about 2 years or something. So how is he already missing weight? See, that's the problem with
He's growing.
Was that?
He's growing.
Oh, yeah. You know what? He already looked like a strong guy at 126. When he fought Gary Russell Jr., I thought his back looked, and upper body wise, he looked bigger than Gary Russell Jr.
Wait, was that fight at 126 or 130?
I think it was a 126.
I always thought he was at 130. Okay.
Well, you thought wrong, motherfucker.
Yeah, so now, well, listen, 2 years at 130, maybe it's.
Oh, come on, but he's in his late 20s, early 30s, I believe.
He's a bit big, man, like a little muscular. I don't know.
He's probably one of those guys that eats a lot of tortillas and a lot of chalupas and a lot of fucking flautas. And then when he goes into camp, he's like, "Oh, I've got to lose his weight." That's not how it works, fat boy. You get fatter and fatter as age comes along.
It's not like he's fat.
Well, I'm being facetious here a little bit, Butcher. I got to spice it up. But what I'm saying is that he's really, what's the excuse of missing weight, man? Come on now.
Yeah, because if you start fighting at 135, I don't think that's a good idea.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Not for him. Sure.
By the way, we got the. Yeah.
Oh, Apology. What's up?
Apology.
Hello, everyone. How's everyone doing?
We're doing
Pretty
fantastic,
good,
man. How about yourself?
Yeah, surviving.
Oh, come on. You have to say you're doing. No. I'm not going to hear that from you. It's Friday. It's Friday. We got great fights tomorrow. Come on. You gotta give me a little bit more than that.
Hey, Apology. Are you still not washing your hands? Not wearing a mask?
Yeah, I never wash my hands. I'm naturally clean.
Jeez, Luis.
Great. Fight the system.
That's right. Apology. Which fight are you looking forward to the most tomorrow?
Probably the Joseph Diaz fight, because I became a big fan of him when he beat that overhyped bomb Term Farmer. Everyone was hyping up, the next Pernell Whitaker, he's so good defensively, and I was like, this guy's not that good, and finally Jojo shut him up. So yeah, I'm a big fan of him now.
I agree, man. I mean, I was a fan of. Well, a fan. I was rooting for Tevin Farmer because I have a soft spot for guys that are skilled, but who don't get the opportunities they deserve in their career. He was mismanaged, the guy. I mean, that's the story that goes around the block. So I have a soft spot for fellas like that. But here's the reality, man. For people that thought he was going to be a pound for pounder because of his defense, in order to become pound for pound, or forget pound for pound, just the best guy in the division, the number one and dominant at that, you need to have a little bit something behind your shots. And he is a slapper. Beautiful defense, but he's a slapper. Apology, I think you were watching the fight with us on Discord, right? When it happened?
No, but you told me what happened. People were calling him retarded because his eyes kept bugging out.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
that was weird. His eyes were like.
Your show will in 5 seconds.
Sorry about that, fellas. I'm opening
I mean,
up the
that
Yeah, go ahead.
1.
That has happened to me before, where I think he's seeing double. That's why his eyes keeps twitching like that and blinking, because that has happened to me before. When that happens, I just blink rapidly, try to get them back to seeing normally. He was probably seeing double.
Yeah, sometimes weird shit happens when in boxing. Sometimes things happen that we don't see. For example, headbutts. A headbutt that we don't see, and it really leaves a guy disoriented for a couple of rounds. By the way, we got Pigeon in the house on the StreamYard. No. But before we get to Pigeon, let's take a phone call.
Word up, bro.
How you doing, man? Thank you for being on. Hey, let me go get a phone call, because somebody was waiting before you on the phone lines here. We got 773. You're on the air. 773. What's on your mind?
So, they keep saying how COVID's taking everybody's life. It's taking all these lives. Well, as far as I can see, it just saved a life. Because what Joe Smith Jr. was going to do to Vlasov would be murder.
Wait a minute.
COVID
I mean,
saved the life.
So you're saying, by the way, this is Caller of the Year, 2020 Caller of the Year, Kevin from Chicago. Kevin, you're saying it's fortuitous for Vlasov that he got caught with the coof, because otherwise Smith would have butchered him. Is that what you're saying?
It would have been ugly. It would have been ugly. Went rough and rugged on him.
I got a question for you, Kevin, because you're obviously very high on Smith Jr. You've said you've repeated as much during the show. Who out there do you think could beat Joe Smith Jr. 175?
Bivol, Peterbiev. Those are the only two guys as of right now. Joe Smith's hitting on all cylinders.
Well,
you know,
to be honest.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's his opinion. I mean,
you can't say, yeah. I mean, if he fights Peterbiev, obviously Peterbiev would be the favorite. But like I always said, man, Smith has a chance. Don't count this guy out, man.
Absolutely. When you punch like he does, and the thing I liked about him is that in the Alvarez fight, he let his hands go. He's not like a Deontay Wilder guy, like, oh, I'm going to wait for the perfect shot. Nah, he went for it. He's like, listen, I've always said that when you have that type of power, better let your goddamn hands go, man. There's no excuse.
Yeah. Well,
by the way,
exactly.
Pigeon looks weird. You guys can't see him, but he looks weird without glasses on. With glasses on, he looks like a serial killer from the 70s. Oh, there we go. All right. So, Pigeon, what do you think about what Kevin from Chicago said? Hold on a second. Go ahead, Kevin.
Yo. That's my take for today. I had to say that COVID saved Vlasov from a beating from hell.
All right.
I'll leave you to it.
All right. Thank you for your call, Kevin.
Kevin from Chicago.
Take it easy. That's his patented mouth fart there. All right. Pigeon, can you hear me?
Pigeon.
Just gotta put my battery on, bro.
All right. Don't shove it up your ass, though. Put it in the fucking bolt there. All right.
Is he a robot?
Is he? Well, I don't know, because he didn't specify where he was gonna connect it. He just said, "I'm gonna put this." Or what did he say? Connected. All right, Pigeon. Kevin from Chicago just said that Vlasov was lucky to get COVID because otherwise Smith would have butchered him. What do you think about Joe Smith Jr.? Do you think he would have done so? And do you think he's one of the most dangerous guys at 175?
Yeah, there's been a lot of talk about this this COVID conspiracy with Vlasov and stuff, but I'm not convinced really. Joe Smith, in terms of his resume, is pretty good. I watched the Hopkins fight the other day. Again, you know, I think he's 51 years old in that fight, so it was what it was. I don't know, bro. I'm sort of on the fence with the COVID and Vlasov, and I know it's been. I thought it was a joke when it was mentioned. I didn't think it was actually called off. So I don't know what to say about it. I personally think people were sleeping on Vlasov. I think he was decent. He could have gone the distance. Joe Smith's got a knockout punch, hasn't he? But I'm the same as everyone in the chat. I'm not going to contribute much more than that, really.
All right. Well, okay. Forget about that fight because it's not even happening. The Smith-Vlasov fight. But what about Joseph Diaz versus Rakhimov? What do you think about that fight?
Yeah, Rakimov's a piece of shit, bro. I watched the Fazili fight where he was sniffing. He was sniffing out of his trainer's ass crack, bro. So I personally think, man, you know, I'm not a fan of Rakhimov, bro, and I hope he gets knocked clean out, bro. To be fair, I'm not mad with that man. So I'm not big on that guy, bro.
Yeah, man. Listen, according to the video Mark did, they found an array of substances in his hotel room. Now, here's the thing: his team accepted. Oh yeah, all of that belonged to us. Why did they leave them there? Why not pack it up, put it in a bag? I mean, I know it doesn't take that much to do it. What were they thinking?
Yeah, well, where's this guy from? Tajikistan or Kazakhstan or somewhere like that? I think he's from one of the southern parts of Russia. Listen, this guy probably forgets himself when he gets up in the morning, bro. So I'm not surprised he forgot that, to be honest.
He's from Tajikistan. Now, I've always said, man, avoid the stands. Pakistan, Tajikistan, Afghanistan, Kazakhstan. You don't want to go. I heard, no, there was, what was it? Was it in Tajikistan or one of those stands? This couple decided to go bike riding throughout the country, and they didn't make it. They got beheaded, I think. And it's not to laugh about. I'm just saying, man. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, you get a lot of people who go from these Western countries. They go out to these places. they're always sort of middle class liberal people that think that they're gonna change the locals, or everything's gonna be sweet and they turn up into a camper van in the middle of nowhere with their balls tied up fucking somewhere. Come on.
Their balls tied up.
Bruh.
I mean, yeah, it's
if you're gonna go somewhere, when in Rome, you do streetwise guy from the UK. Yeah, you have to live within your means when you go abroad. So basically, sorry.
Wait, are you a streetwise guy from Britain, or?
I think my connection's quite. Yeah, pretty much. Like if I went abroad, can you still hear me? Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah.
Yeah. My connection's pretty low, but yeah, I'm quite streetwise, bro. So like, if I went abroad, I've been to about 41 countries, man. I'm not gonna go around on my bike like I'm in the middle of California on a Sunday afternoon, bro. I'm gonna cover up, bro. I'm not gonna go out. I'm not gonna go to like places like Pakistan and walk around in a suit and tie like I've just won the lottery, bro. I'm gonna cover up, put a hat on.
What you want to do is you want to get
these idiots.
You want to get a tan whenever you go abroad. Because I remember there was this one guy in my gym. He goes, "Oh yeah, I remember one time I drove across Mexico, all throughout Mexico." And I'm thinking, this guy looks white as a ghost, and he talks with an accent. "Hi, how are you, my friend?" I'm thinking you're gonna get butchered if you stop in one of the highways in Mexico, man. I mean, I'm not saying Mexico's the most dangerous place in the world. It depends. There's also places that are more relaxed, but I don't know, man. Driving throughout there, man, you got to be a little bit of a crazy motherfucker to do that.
It's all about attitude as well. It's the way that you convey yourself as a human being. Like me, I'm as white as it comes, glasses and everything, but my hair's quite dark. I can cover myself up a bit, you know what I mean? So you got to be clever when you go abroad. You can't go abroad just shouting off like, "Oh, I'm from England, I'm from America, I'm this, that and the other." You have to fit in with the local people, man, and you have to dress in that way. And they don't know. I've been to Arab countries and I've dressed down and they thought I was just a white one of them. You have to be clever. You have to use your brain. Don't go over there with a fucking Macy's bag and a fucking New York top on, fucking walking around.
Hey, man.
Fuck, bro? You're gonna get clipped, kidnapped, or it's stupid, bro.
I remember one time one guy told me the story. He was over in Colombia and he was meeting up with a guy he met on the internet. They were gonna go party, and he's waiting for the guy. Bogota, by the way, a very dangerous place in the world. And his friend gets out arrives in a cab. He's screaming at the chauffeur like, wow, like there's some dispute about the payment or something. And then he goes, "Hey man, yeah, I'm trying to pay this guy. And is this enough?" And he opens up his wallet and it's stacked with bills. God. And the guy goes, "Close that shit up right now, you stupid fuck." He's screaming in the middle of the street with a full wallet. Yeah. Might as well have had a pair of tits on him.
Loco.
Gotten fucked, man.
Fucking loco. Muchas titas, man. Muchas. Loco in a loco.
What the fuck?
You don't do shit like that.
All right, Butcher, is that you playing that?
I've been to Venezuela, and in Venezuela, you have to basically. When I was in Caracas, which was in 2000, Caracas with my father, and it was a year before my father passed away, and he wanted to go to South America before he died, and we went on a boat, QE2 and all this shit from England. But me and him, man, we kept a low profile, and a lot of the people on the boat, they either got scammed or mugged or whatever. But me and him, we had a good time because we knew what. You have to know, man, these third world places, they will take your underpants off you, bro. You end up with a tampon up your ass in some shed, you know what I mean?
Well, I do that here in a third world country. Go ahead, Apology.
Can you hear me, Pigeon?
Yeah, bro.
How was the woman?
It's quite a slow. Say again, bro.
How were the women?
How were the women?
Oh, the women
in Venezuela.
What, in South America? in South America, bro.
Venezuela, where you went.
Yeah, they're quite mixed and that. So they're sort of mixed between. I think they're mixed between black and Mexican. That they got their own Aztec thing going on. They're very nice looking, nice looking, mate. To be fair. Yeah.
All right, listen, and we're getting into Travel Channel
nice.
territory here.
Here.
Listen, let's get back to the fights real quick. By the way, shout out to, hold on a second, I'm trying to read the super chats here, but the computer is starting to slow up on me. Give me 2 seconds here, fellas. Hold on. But yeah, we got a sensational slew of fights tomorrow. You guys better get ready. I don't want to hear, boxing's dead, blah, blah, blah. Great fights tomorrow, man. Bucho, can you read the super chat for me, please? Because I can't, for some reason, the computer's giving me trouble tonight.
Speak Your Mind Sports Talk. D says, smash a like, everybody. BDA hit me on Discord.
Can you send him? Can you send him the invite? Because I'm trying to work something over here and it's not. It's giving me crap tonight.
I got it.
Thank you. All right, so listen, we got the Rakhimov versus Joseph Diaz fight tomorrow. And listen, Jojo Diaz, he fought Gary Russell Jr., came up short. And speaking of Gary Russell Jr., he's going around now saying that he wants Tank Davis. He absolutely wants Tank Davis. Now, how he still thinks he can beat him, I wouldn't be surprised if he could give him a good run, Gary Russell Jr. Because look, if Santa Cruz was lighting him up with combinations, I can't imagine what Gary Russell Jr. with his faster hands and feet is going to be able to do. But Gary Russell Jr. was also a guy that was getting tired in his late rounds against the Mongolian guy he fought in his last fight. So fellas, what do you think? Is Gary Russell Jr. losing his mind? Does he want to cash out and wants to do it against Tank Davis in the United States instead of fighting Josh Warrington?
What was the question?
Yeah, it's sort of one of them things. It's quite a boring subject, man.
It's a boring subject.
You know, Gary Russell.
Yeah, no one cares about Gary Russell.
No one cares.
All right, then fuck Gary Russell Jr. Let's stick to the, because I wanted to tie in. I wanted to tie in. Yeah, go ahead, D.
Did you guys talk about JoJo losing his damn belt on the scales?
Yeah, I was talking about that. How I was watching the live stream, and they announced his weight 133, and then they just kept going as if nothing happened. And I was like, wait a minute, did the announcer make a mistake? Whatever, blah blah blah. But yeah, you can confirm that indeed he did lose his belt on the scales.
Yeah, they stripped him.
Oh wait! They physically stripped him of his clothes, or?
Well, they stripped him down and spanked him on the ass and told him he ain't getting his belt back.
Oh, I missed that, man. Shit, I gotta watch it.
It used to happen before more often. Or is this something new? No, not new, but it seems like a lot of boxers lose their belts on the scale. I don't know. It seems more.
They're cutting too much weight, man. They need to get closer to where they need to be if they can't cut the kind of weight.
Yeah.
Hey, by the way, we got
also
Mark.
eat like shit.
What was that?
Yeah, it could be that. COVID. They're gonna blame
come
COVID.
on. We're not gonna start.
They also eat like shit, man. They don't have any self-control.
That's true.
Yeah. The COVID don't got nothing to do with you getting your fat ass out on the road and jogging. Go jog. Just stay down.
It should be easier to jog. No one's outside anyway.
Right.
Come on. I don't want to hear. Yeah, I don't want to hear the COVID excuse. I mean, look, listen. Is it possible? Maybe. Who knows? I'm not gonna cast aspersions to the guy because I don't know what's going on in his life. But according to BoxRec, Joseph Diaz is 28 years old. Now, if you're 28 and you just moved to 130 a couple of years ago, what the heck are you doing? Having trouble making weight? This is unacceptable, gentlemen. Unacceptable.
Yeah.
You can have enough sex to keep the weight down.
There you go. Exactly. I always gain weight during sex because we were always eating like a bunch of pigs. But anyway, we got Mark in the house. Mark, what are you doing on the stream? I said if you wanted a stream, a Discord link, you could have just jumped under.
Get Thunder.
I don't know, man. Too many people in there, too much of a crowd. I'm chilling with pigeons.
All right, there you go. I wanted to ask you, we were talking about Rakhimov.
Yeah, you minorities can stay over there on the Discord.
Whoa!
Racist.
With the Rakhimov situation.
Bold move. Bold move.
What the fuck is that? Is that a laxative? Anyway, Mark, you
it's
did
washing powder, bro.
Oh, okay. I thought it was
Bold.
okay, I thought it was a fucking laxative or something. Okay, Mark, you did a video on Rakhimov. Now, look, I don't judge. People say, "Oh, don't judge a book by its cover." To me, it's the opposite. I judge people not just on the cover alone. This guy looks fucking like the fucking Dracula, man. I don't trust him. I don't like him. And you did a video, Mark. Mark, could you just break the situation down with Rakhimov and the whole South Africa situation, please?
Yeah, okay. So last year in South Africa, not last year, 2019 South Africa, his last fight could be smelling salts, could be something else. We don't know exactly what was in the mixture in the ring, and he knocked his opponent out in the round that he used smelling salts in. In most sanctioning bodies in America, I believe all of them, that's illegal. According to what was found afterwards, there was a lot of mislabeled drug in his hotel room, according to reports out in South Africa, and he's been banned from the country from ever fighting there. Kind of like Lewis Neary out in Japan got banned for life, but that was more of an honor thing. This is literally, they found there was literally a picture on the video, and how many bottles and syringes? There was 40 milliliter syringes, 20 milliliter syringes there. There was different forms of things, but essentially the only thing they knew for sure was phosphate creatine and something like Neolan, I think was the name, which allows excess blood flow to the heart, and the other one is for bursts of contractions for the muscles. So essentially you're able to get a burst of adrenaline and your muscles are going to contract to make you stronger and more aggressive. Kind of like the Panama Lewis situation with Aaron Pryor and Alexis Arguello, which nearly everybody knows about. Very similar to that.
That's, first of all, that's a fantastic breakdown, because your video really did break things down. And it's interesting because if you haven't watched the video, check out the video that Mark put up there. You see the guy, they're putting a bag of something under his nostrils, and then all of a sudden his eyes open up as if he just took a Viagra or something, and he goes to town, man. So there's definitely something weird going on.
On the bright side, though, the rooms have never been so clean.
Yeah,
Well, BDA, they make poppers. You know what I mean? You can mix like a nitrate with ammonia, and that'll give you a good fucking zing. Ammonia nitrate and shit. Yeah, that'll give you a good zing. And there's other ones too that will relax muscles, and then there's the kind that'll fucking make you go crazy.
Hey, I got a question. That's a good info right there, a good trivia there from Jimmy. I expected that from him. But here's my question. Isn't there always a guy from the commission in the corner watching that this type of hijinks don't occur?
They paid him off, BDA.
He's taking them too.
A lot. I can tell you a lot of times with that BDA, at the people they have at these type of, I don't know how big of an event it was, but if it wasn't like a big sanctioned fight, these guys maybe get $50, and half the time they don't know all the rules. A lot of times they will see it, but they won't say nothing about it until after the fight. Like they don't know, they expect these guys not, you know what I mean? Like you would think these guys would be on top of all the rules. Okay, you can't tape your hands this way. A lot of these guys are there, just like you said, as observers, and then they'll say after what this person did. But they, say if they cracked just a straight ammonium nitrate, like the ones the hockey players use on the bench. You always see them sniffing because it just clears your head, gets you ready for a shift and whatnot. But like if they saw that, they might not know. Like even some states don't even let you use certain kinds of that stuff you put on kids' chests. It opens up their nasal passage.
Vapor rub.
Yeah, some people. Yeah, like a vapor rub. They don't even let you use that because that'll burn somebody's eyes. But some guys will try to sneak that inside their nose. But,
that's interesting, man. By the way, real quick, just shout out to Thunderdome Boxing, who says he clarifies that there was nobody in their BDA. They didn't have one. They didn't have a member of the commission or something in the corner. That's insane. Bucho, can you read the super chat, please? Because I can't.
Yeah. No, 100% they didn't.
Well, there you go, man. That just confirms it right there.
Super chat, Mr. E, thank you for your contribution. He says, I'm already disappointed in every one of you.
Oh, he's taking apologies line right there.
I haven't spoken. What the hell?
I haven't spoken.
I appreciate the disappointment.
And we got recognized saying he hasn't talked yet. Go ahead,
I haven't spoke.
Well, go ahead. Nobody's stopping you.
I mean, I'm saying, why is he disappointed in me? I haven't said anything.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying, yeah, okay, yeah. You're right, man. What the fuck? Well, you got the. Is that Tom Brady there or?
Yeah, it's my boy, the king of white supremacy.
Yeah, I heard he was
American
racist.
Psycho. American Psycho.
On the bandwagon on again. Fuck you.
You know why I only got him off because people on social media don't like him. So
yeah.
Well, listen.
I always have like Tom Brady. I hate the Patriots, so Boston, Mike from
Let's
Boston,
go Brady.
Don't get excited. I don't like the Patriots, but I have always liked Brady though.
Well, there you go, man. Now listen. Speaking of liking, I like tomorrow's fights, man. There's a little bit of something for everybody. We were talking. Okay, so listen. Whether Rakhimov or not was sniffing laxatives and everything in the corner, it's still a hell of a fight. So, anybody want to comment on tomorrow's fight between Diaz and Rakhimov? How it could go down? Specifics?
Rakhimov 9th round stoppage.
Yeah, I know nothing about this guy. I've seen some highlights, but I'm going with a gut feeling. I think he's gonna pull it off.
Well, if he's got his medicine in the corner, he's probably will pull it off.
I heard about that. Yeah, I still haven't seen the video of him doing that shit, but it wouldn't surprise me. It's cool.
Yeah, Rakhimov.
I got Jackimov. I take Jackimov from the.
Hold on. One at a time, fellas. One at a time.
Jackimov.
Go ahead, Pete.
No, I was just saying I've never heard of either guy, but I'll take Jackimov in the 5th.
Jackimov. And I was like, when Mark was calling, I heard him on the stream, and he was calling Caleb Plant. He kept referring to Caleb Plant as Sweet Cheeks.
Sweet Cheeks. How you doing, buddy?
It's a fucking prison name right there. But anyway, go ahead, D. You were gonna say.
Nah, I was like, Rakhimov can box, man. He can box. He got a little pop. Hey, he's got the dimensions over Jojo Diaz. So, got some advantages going there. Plus the smelling salt. So I think he'll take him out in the 9th.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Jojo Diaz is not a mover. He likes to stand in front of guys, and whenever he's fought southpaws, he stands in front of them and just tries to whack away. And Rakhimov seems to be the bigger puncher, so unless Jojo Diaz can avoid that big punch and outwork him, I don't know if he's going to be able to stand up. Then again, Rakhimov, whatever his name is, he's been caught before. Like I was saying, he fought a Filipino guy that I like to call Papaya, and Papaya actually dropped him twice, had him on the ropes, spanking his head back. Again, that was about 2.5 years ago, so Rakhimov definitely has tightened up that defense a little bit. But and Thunderdome's essentially saying the same thing I just said. He says he's got key defense though, so Jojo might be able to get him with some big counter punches. Listen, bottom line, it's gonna be a good one, fellas. I'm looking forward to it.
Jojo's
it's gonna be nice. It's gonna be nice.
Yeah, don't forget, Jojo Diaz did have that awful cut against Farmer in his last fight. Diaz, for some reason, Jojo Diaz doesn't look like. He seems very talented and all that, but there's something lacking with him. I don't know if it's just the punching power or it's the creativeness or whatever, but he doesn't strike.
Man. It's desire. You don't really want to do this.
I mean,
you really want to do
the fact that he didn't make weight.
Well,
the fact that the fact that
it's for the first time.
Oh, it's not.
But here's the thing: how do you not make weight? Like, how does that happen? Like, how you know what weight you have to be at, right?
Exactly.
Like, you know going
too many
in. You know
burgers,
the
bro.
weight.
Too many burgers, bro. It's just eating too much fast food.
No, I know that. I know. Obviously,
I can tell you all about it.
I told you, it's COVID.
Oh,
the guy, it's true. All of these boxers keep saying the same thing.
Bro. COVID's not gonna make you fat.
It has to be true.
It sounds like
they have no inspiration, right? They have no real inspiration.
You know what I think it was? Governor Cuomo probably locked him up, like he locked up all those old people that he killed, and that's how.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, Mark.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, I've got a question. Very, very simple question. Very easy question, right?
Good. That's how.
Why is it that when there's this crisis of clenbuterol and meat in Mexico, there's been so many Mexican fighters missing weight lately?
How about that? That's a good question, there,
Yeah.
Mark.
Really good question.
It would appear that the Tijuana pharmacists,
Excellent.
the Tijuana pharmacies might be running low and on stock, and their usual clients can get their dose. If you know what I mean. I mean, look, listen.
But it's the beef, bro.
Canelo gave his belt up at 160. Like, fuck it. Can't get no more clenbuterol. Might as well stay at 68.
But that's the thing, though. They can get.
Can I ask a serious question? Serious question.
No.
Do you think Batman? Do you think Batman was on clenbuterol?
You're talking about the actor or actual Batman? You're talking about Batman.
You
or the
heard
actor?
what Tyson Fury said, right? You heard what Tyson
Sorry,
Fury
sorry,
said. He
sorry,
said everybody. He said everybody's taking something,
He says everybody's on what?
including Tyson Fury. Because for him to say that, then he's
Batman was on fucking Adderall and creatine, bro.
There you go.
Oh shit! Sorry.
I agree with Fury. I believe him. They all in it together.
Of course, all the top guys in every division are on something. Well, I mean, all of them. Let's say 99%, because there might be one guy that's actually natural. But other than that, and by the way, guys, remember when Margarito, in the build-up to the Pacquiao fight, and he's making weight in the hotel room? Like, he's doing a little, like, the week of the fight, he's doing some bike there, a stationary bike, and he takes his shirt off. He's flexing in the mirror. He goes, well, he says in Spanish, like, puro naturalito, like, all natural, baby. he was taking a little bit of fight there. But listen, so Tyson Fury made those comments, but that's the thing, though. We've got Rakhimov versus Joseph Diaz Jr. I suppose most of you guys are going with Rakhimov just because of mainly because of the punching power. But don't forget, we've got a fantastic undercard fight between Brian Castano and Patrick Teixera, 154-pound
Now
title.
we're talking.
I forget which title it is. I really don't care about the title.
Teixeira, I mean, I haven't paid attention to Teixeira since he got fucking. You guys can hear me?
Hold on, one at a time, because we got a full house here on StreamYard and Discord. Go ahead, Recognize.
Yeah, you guys can hear me okay though, right? Because I'm speaking on a.
Yeah, it sounds fine.
All right, cool. No, I was going to say that I haven't paid attention to Teixeira since he got knocked out by Stevens. That's how long it's been. That's how long I haven't paid attention to the guy.
recognized. Wasn't that like 2016?
Yeah, something like that. I haven't
Recognize he's
really
a busy man.
watched him again after that.
Yeah, Recognize he's a busy man, man. He can't watch these fights anymore. Oh,
He threw him in the toilet. He said, fuck him. He got knocked out by Stevens. I'm done with him.
No, but I heard he's gotten better since then. So let's see I think Castano will beat him though, because that image doesn't get out of my head.
Man. I got Teixeira on UD. Teixeira for UD on that. 100%, bro. 100%. Castano's doing shit in that fight. I'm not going to win that.
I'll take Castano.
Castano's an animal, man.
I got Castano by decision.
Castano's an animal, man. Well, Pigeon, why aren't you high on Castano? The fucker's an animal, man. He's non-stop in there.
Yeah, he's a beast, bro.
Come on, man. Anybody who's called Brian, his first name is Brian, bro. He ain't going to be a world champ, bro. Ain't going to be a world champ. And Castano, that sounds like a steak. That sounds like a steak, bro. I'm not going for that.
Well, I can't beat that.
Teixeira's only Teixeira's only lost once in about 40 fights or 30 fights. Teixeira.
Hey, he lost one really bad too.
He's got a high. Nah, I'm not going with Castano, bro. I'm not going with him at all on that fight.
Teixeira got knocked out in one round against Curtis fucking Stevens.
Come on, man. Curtis Stevens is one of the goats of boxing. He was the guy who got knocked out by Triple G. Come on,
my bad.
bro.
It was 2 rounds, not 1 round. My bad.
What?
Nah, I'm gonna go Teixeira. I'm going Teixeira on that fight. I've gone for a UD Teixeira on that against Castano.
Hey, do y'all know that Teixeira has a 9.5-inch reach advantage over him?
How much?
9.5.
Damn. That's a
That's true. That's nothing.
Yeah, did y'all know that? Hold on, did y'all know that Teixeira doesn't know how to use his reach?
That's true. Yeah.
Mark, stop spoiling shit, man. God damn it.
Well, the other thing
I want to say, I've just checked my predictions. I'm talking complete and utter bullshit. I've got Castano for around 10 KO.
Because I was gonna say, Mark, you still want to be in on the StreamYard there with? You want to be stuck in StreamYard there with Pigeon? Now listen, I was gonna say, Butcher, can you read the comments, the super chat? Because I can't, for some reason I can't seem to get to them today. It ain't working out here.
Yeah,
But,
I don't see it either. There wasn't a super chat.
Okay, maybe I think I'm sniffing whatever Rakhimov was sniffing in between the corner, and I'm seeing things here. All right, but look, listen, because the other thing that I don't like, and you tell me, guys, because Teixeira's best win was against Carlos Adames, and in that fight, I don't know how he made it the distance. His whole face was falling apart, busted eyes, cut, and Castano is a beast. With his and he's not just I'm going to walk in and throw shots. He's got responsible defense, high guard, knows how to roll with the punches there. I don't know if Teixeira is going to be able to hold him back and hold his face together, taking some of those shots. What do you fellas think?
He can fight in the pocket, and and Teixeira is not really that well suited to fight inside like that. Those long arms, man. He just looks bad inside anyway. He leaves himself open. And Castano is going to take advantage of that and beat him up.
Teixeira looks like a weak man. I know he fought at 160 against Stevens. Maybe that was too much for him. But I can't imagine in 154 he's going to be that much stronger. He looks weak to me, so I don't really expect
he does
much
look
from
weak.
him.
I tell you who doesn't look weak. Pigeon, who was just flexing a couple of seconds ago on the stream. Pigeon, show us those muscles again, man. Come on. Don't be shy.
Absolute beast. I want you to test it, Pigeon.
Look at that bicep,
He looks like he eats a lot of burgers.
He's ducking bottom.
He looks like he's on the Jojo Diaz diet, man. What the fuck? All right.
The David Benavidez special.
Yeah. Yeah, it's got the Benavidez. As long as you don't have the skinny
Benavidez diet.
As long as you don't have that skinny body fat.
I did box.
Yeah, I'm sure you did, man.
I did box for years.
Look. So Castano versus Teixeira, I think it's gonna be could be the fight of the night. I think it could be a little bit more exciting than Diaz Rakhimov. And over at ESPN, okay, the main event fell apart. I don't know if you guys missed it, but Kevin from Chicago called in, and he said that Vlasov was lucky he caught the Kufid, because otherwise Smith Jr. would have done some real damage to him. Nevertheless, we still have Jackson Marinez, a.k.a. Maria, taking on Richard Coleman.
Yeah. Martinez? Isn't his last name Martinez or Marinez?
No, Marinez.
Marinez. Yeah. Yeah, I got Marinez by unanimous decision.
There you go, man. That's one prediction down. And by the way, recognize. Go ahead, Pucho, what?
No, just if you're saying random predictions.
Yeah, just random. We're not doing anything formal today about who you got. Just say it and then we'll figure it out later. But and by the way, Bucho, could you post the stream? Oh no, you can't do it. I'm trying to post the StreamYard link there again. But yeah, listen, so we get a good set of fights tomorrow, including the Josh Warrington fight over in England. So I gotta ask everybody, which fight are you looking forward to the most?
It's not happening.
I was looking forward for Smith and Vlasov, whatever.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
How the hell can these guys beat the testing for fucking test and Quinn and HGH and blood doping, and then they can't beat the goddamn COVID test? Just fucking close your nostrils. Don't let them get up. Don't let them get up in there.
It's random. I don't even think it's real, that testing. It's a joke.
The fuck.
One of the fighters
I'm gonna put
positive, and then
one at a time.
No need to donaire.
No need to.
Yeah, don't. Thank you. He came up positive. Then he took it on his own. He came up negative. So you know what I mean? It's like, I don't know.
Just
It's
keep testing
weird.
until you go negative, and then get them out of there.
Exactly.
Who are they sending in there? Goddamn CSI?
Oh no, professional athletes. I mean, these guys are fucking. You know what I mean? What are they going to get? The sniffles? Like 0.0000% chance that either one of them would die.
Hey,
You know
Jimmy,
what I mean?
that's why I got Tom Brady on my profile. 43, no COVID.
The American Psycho.
The American Psycho, buddy.
Fuck COVID owes him money.
7-0, bro.
Kidding me?
7-0,
COVID
bro.
fucking showed up at his door and he said, "Get out of here."
7-0, bro. Tom Brady.
Dan Marino's the GOAT recognized. Why? Because he's Italian. That's why. God damn
And
it.
we got Johnny Boy.
Nah, man. Hey, listen, we
He's
let
Italian.
fucking
He's the GOAT.
Belichick. Hey, I didn't follow it this year because all the
San
political
Francisco
bullshit. But when,
49ers.
once he made it in, I
I'm just
watched it. It was
breaking- I'm
crazy.
just breaking your chops,
43.
bro. I'm just breaking your chops.
Crazy.
All right, so fellas, you all said okay. You were looking forward to the Smith-Vlasov fight the most, but we know that's not going to happen. So, which fighter between Rakhimov, Jojo Diaz, and Castano versus Teixeira?
Jackson, Marinez. It's a good fight too, man. Jackson, I thought it was Martinez, but Marinez.
He's one of your people. First of
Coleman.
all, how can you not get the name right?
Yeah, Marinez.
He's Puerto Rican or Dominican?
Marinez.
Dominican, but the same thing, man. Come on.
Yeah, he's technically
He's Dominican, reckon.
Dominican, bro.
He's Dominican.
He's Dominican. He's
Dominican.
Dominican.
Recognize his acting like he's a white guy.
It's a good fight, eh?
Nah, I'll tell you, since the Joe Smith fight got called off, me personally, because I want to see Castano get a title because I think the kid's that good, and I think he's kind of like and like Mini Max has said this a bunch of times. I think he's a dark horse of that division. So that one. But I'll tell you, man, the more I watch highlights of that, I'm just going to call him Jackimoff. So Jackimoff and Jojo Diaz, the more clips I watch of that Russian kid, man, that's going to be a fucking something special right there.
All right, well, first of all, let me clear something up here because you guys probably missed it. Johnny Boy says he's rooting for Castano. Now, Castano's from Argentina. Argentinians are Italian wannabes. So, therefore, Johnny Boy, who's Italian, of Italian descent, he's just rooting for Castano because of the Italian connection. Why don't you just be honest, Johnny Boy? Come on. Go ahead.
His last name is Italian.
There you go.
Good to have Johnny Boy back, though, man.
Well, who do we got? We got fucking Chino Maidana. We got Lucas Matisse. We got that. We got that psycho serial killer Carlos Monzon. That's what we have over here. God damn it.
Well, there you have it, fellas. Now, look, listen. I wanted to ask Jimmy something in regards to the Rakhimov.
Monzon was a beast.
Yeah, he was, man. Jimmy, in regards to the sniffing things, because Rakhimov, that's what he was doing. I forgot to ask you, like, how long would the effect? How long are the benefits of sniffing something in between in the rounds? Like, how long could that shit last?
Not long. Well,
30 seconds.
I don't. It get weird to really get into it. Like, what's the poppers? The most famous, the ones they call poppers. It was big in the homosexual community because it relaxes. Believe it or not, all your anal tissues and shit. That's how cops, if they found poppers in your car, they would think, yeah. But anyways, but there's other ones that just clear your head, right? So the ones that just clear your head can also give you those are the ones even hockey players use. They take a high on the boards and their belt get rung, and they come back to the bench and you see the fucking first thing to do. So it does is give them a fucking.
Nobody wants to know about
it doesn't clear your head.
Nobody wants to know about somebody's fucking arsehole.
All right, hold on, pigeon.
To know about somebody's arsehole flicking. Get the fuck out.
Take it easy, guy. Take it easy.
Yeah, shut your mouth over there, right?
It's not Parliament. It's not Parliament. Calm down.
Shut your mouth. Shut your mouth over there. All right. Go ahead.
You'll be all right.
Go ahead, Jim.
You'll be all right.
Go ahead, Jimmy. Keep going.
But see why it's outlawed? Obvious reasons. Think about it. I mean, for the reasons you see football players and hockey players take them on the side because you get your bell rung, you sniff that, and it's ammonia nitrate just hits your brain. It just clears your head. That's the whole thing behind it. So that's obviously a distinctive advantage to a boxer who just got his bell rung. It's going to help him clear his head. So that's the reason why somebody, I think Mark said earlier, that they're banned in all 50 states, which is true. You can't use poppers. You can't use ammonium nitrate. There's a bunch of different ones. And there's ones that are designer drug ones, too, that I don't see the purpose behind taking that in the ring. you know what I mean, you get zapped up, but it's too hallucinogenic. You know what I mean? You got to be sharp. You wouldn't want to be taking those. So I would imagine if they were taking anything, it would just be a strong ammonium nitrate. Believe it or not, just that on its own, you get a good nose full of that. Your fucking eyes like woo, your eyes pop wide
I've had
open
him a
and
bunch
shit.
of times.
It stings. Yeah,
I've
you know.
had him
So
about 4 or
it's
5 times.
Hey, by the way,
exactly. Pops the head up.
I got a question, Jimmy. Just for general knowledge, how loose would the poppers make your ass?
Listen.
I can tell you that.
All I know is right. Hey,
Don't answer
swear
that
to God,
question,
right?
please.
We were hanging down the park one day, right? And there was a bunch of poppers on the ground, and cops always would pull over with the flashlights and fucking harass us. But as we got older, and they were like, "Oh, who's got the poppers? You fucking little." And I can't use the word now because it's not the '80s anymore, but the cops would use it then. And we were like, "What are you talking about?" And exactly. And then he said, you know, this is what they use because it fucking loosens. And I remember, like, I'm only a teenager, like, really? And it always stuck in my head. And no, so I fucking wanted to see if that cop was talking shit. No, it's true. So that was the reason. Well, put it this way. Okay, all right, you guys have all seen fucking Silence of the Lambs, right? No, the second one when he has that guy peel his face off a glass and feeds it to the dog. Remember when he asked the little flamer if he'd like a popper, and he's like, "Oh, would I?" You remember? So exactly, that's what back then. It was big back then.
Little flavor. I thought you said little flavor.
So Jimmy,
shit! I didn't want to say something to our
One at a time, fellas. Hold on. We got a lot of people over here. First of all, we got Pete looking. We got
Mr.
Pete
BDA, real quick.
Go ahead.
I don't think the panel can hear us on the StreamYard.
I can hear you.
Yeah, I can hear.
We can, but
I can hear you, Mark.
Yeah, it's very hectic right now, Mark, because we got about six people total here. No, 8 people total.
Can you hear me?
Well, everybody needs to
Everybody's
stop
doing
everybody can hear everybody. It's just everything. Everybody's talking over each other. That's the problem. Number one
in the chat, people are saying that Pigeon uses poppers.
Yeah, definitely.
Could have fooled me.
He could have fooled me.
Yeah, he does.
I don't use poppers.
Pigeon. Let's confirm nor deny this. Pigeon, do you have any experience in taking poppers?
Yes.
Oh, right. His headphones are back on. Pigeon, do you have any
Don't know what you're
experience in
talking
taking poppers, Pigeon?
I have no interest in this conversation, bro, to be honest with you.
Well, listen, you don't have a choice. You want to stay on here, you got to answer.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, listen, if you want to be on, you got to answer the question. Now, go ahead. Do you like your asshole nice and loose?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Now, answer the question.
Not really, to be honest.
What are you on right now? Don't bullshit. What are you on right now?
That's all I've got to say about that, bro. That's all I've got
So you like to keep it nice and... So you like to put 2 fingers up there. Okay.
Sounds like alcohol.
Like I said, bro, I'm sure Ryan Garcia is real familiar with that kind of shit.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey, by the way,
No, I was going to tell you that Oscar got a TUE for that. Oscar got a TUE for the homo poppers, the ones that loosen you up.
Oh, man. No,
because he has a girlfriend. So I don't know what's going on with this kid.
I'm sure he does, man. It's like what was the guy's name? Like the actor from the 1970s, what was his name, man? Fuck, he was a homosexual guy, ended up dying of
Rock
AIDS.
Hudson.
Elton John was married. Get the fuck out of it.
Hey, Pigeon, show everybody what you're drinking, man. Go ahead.
Elton John was a faggot.
No, okay. Show everybody what.
Oh, God, then.
We're gonna get banned.
Wait. Is that an? Hey, is that? Oh, that's German. Look at him. He's drinking German beer, imported. Imported beer. Look at that.
That's Belgian.
Oh, Belgian.
Is there any poppers in there, Pigeon?
Belgian beer, bro.
Yeah, right.
Hey, Buccio, listen, dude. You know I'm not a fucking sensitive, and I hate anti-speech. But you got to let these guys know, like they're pulling channels with 60,000 followers for people using that word. I'm just saying, it would suck if they pulled your channel, dude. After all the work you put in, we should just avoid that one word because they do algorithms, bro.
Well, when we say that word, we're talking about a bunch of sticks. A bundle of sticks. We're not talking about.
What else could we be talking about when it's going up your ass, bro? It has to be a bunch of sticks.
There you go. That's the only thing you ever stick in your ass.
No, we should just make it. Yeah, exactly. Your own terms. The algorithms don't catch you.
Prague. Let's use the word that they used in the HBO show. Yeah, Prague.
Yeah, just use Prague.
How about Oscar?
Prague.
Prague?
That looks like an Oscar to me.
Prague.
You Prague it. You Prague it.
Tobias
All right.
Beach. Just call it Beecher. Beecher.
Yeah,
Tobias
well, Beecher was no Prague, man. He ended up having a redemption arc in the first season. Now, listen, fellas, I get the feeling none of you. I get the feeling none of you really want to talk about the weekend's fight. So, how about we spice it up and talk about a little something more?
Mark Breland. I'm
Oh, hey,
okay,
Breland chat, bro.
I wanted to ask Jimmy.
Can we hear what Jimmy has to say on this matter?
You want to go with the because I wanted to ask Jimmy something else though about Fox. Some of the rumors that I've been hearing about Fox.
Okay.
Yeah, Ring Magazine. They tweeted a week ago actually, about apparently Fox is looking to get out of the PBC business. Did you read about that, Jimmy?
Well, I remember about 6 months ago, not even that long ago, actually, I said, have you noticed the fights are getting more and more sparse, and when they do happen, they're just, their level is just, I mean, that Caleb Trulak, it might have did numbers because, Corvette or whatnot, but it still finished dead last of the top four. And yes, no, it's been, they gave $50 million. Every single PBC event finished dead last. In all four fucking naked and the whole time. So yes, and it's coming to an end. I think it's only got a few more weeks left on the 2-year deal, and that's the reason why. Listen, then now think about it. I mean, there's so much writing on the wall. Listen, Brona is coming back on Showtime. Why do you think that is? You really stop and think about it, because he's the biggest name they can put on headlining for the shortest money. They can get him for a song right now. That motherfucker owes everybody money. They got fucking judges threatening to put him in jail. They could have probably got him for a song. Who knows? But he's still got a big enough name. Why else would they put a guy who hasn't won a fight in 4 years? It's over 1,000 days, and he's headlining the first Showtime event. It's a disgrace, actually. And if Fox doesn't re-sign, think about this: where all these fighters going to fight? When Showtime, it doesn't look like, I haven't heard Steven Espinoza. He's not going crazy talking about the new lineup. In fact, normally it's already been announced, and they haven't. So if they lose Fox and Showtime, that's it. It's a wrap.
I'm sure Showtime's going to come up with a schedule in like September of this year. That's what they did last year. Nothing happened until like September.
Well, I remember fucking Dante Wilder said in his Brian Custer interview, he said, when are we going to get you back? And he goes, well, I can't wait for the coward any longer. That's a whole nother trip. But then he said, last week of January, first week of February, the latest. And that was the whole thing. Listen, he priced himself out of Charles Martin. That zipperhead really thought he was getting excess of 8 million plus, no matter who he was stepping in the ring with. And I'm sure when they said, no, dude, you'll be lucky to get maybe 2. You know what I mean? Unless it's a pay-per-view, and even then. But so it's things aren't good over there right now. They're not. There's too many guys with not enough slots. It's just, it all hangs, like you said, it all hangs to fucking.
It's coming to an end, yeah.
If Showtime and Fox, they don't find a carrier or something, they're going to sell it.
Well, Jimmy, we're going into like the 6th year.
Let me.
One at a time. Okay, hold on. Go ahead, Johnny Boy, and then D. Go ahead, Johnny Boy.
No. I was just gonna say, every time the PBC has one of their marquee fighters fight, whether it be Broner, Danny, Tank, whoever, it's always against a moron, bro. It's not, when it's free, it's always against a fucking idiot. It's always against some dude from Nicaragua they paid $600 to fight for. That's what they do.
Not getting that anymore, even.
They like to put their marquee names in there with bumps. That's what they do.
Right,
well, they also canceled. Remember PBC on Fox, that show they had?
Let me just get, hold on, Jimmy. Let me just get D was going to say something. D, go ahead.
Oh, sorry.
No, I was going to ask Jimmy if he heard anything about CBS, because I think I remember reading the article about CBS potentially.
No, you're breaking up.
He's breaking up.
Yeah, I didn't hear that, what you said.
CBS, Viacom, and Showtime and Tolson.
Yeah, CBS, exactly.
I still want to fight.
Well, Jimmy,
I
did
wanna
you
fight
hear anything
Bill
about
Haney
that?
on a headliner in the octagon.
Jimmy, did you hear anything about that then? About the CBS getting into it then?
What even
Well,
if they,
when they canceled Coppinger's show there, the PBC, when they got rid of the talent they hired, and they just basically, that was the first sign something wasn't right, because why would they cancel that before the fucking thing was up and they never put it back on? They still use the Twitter page or whatnot, but and yes, no, I was told by a few people that they were told that Fox wasn't happy, and how could they be? I mean, it doesn't. I mean, Christ, you could have the complexity of fucking Deontay Wilder and figure that out. You know what I mean? Their ratings were in the toilet.
Well, I don't get it though.
Horrible fights.
I don't get it though, because look, I like boxing on TV. Doesn't matter who's putting it on. I like it, man. But what happened with the PBC? I don't understand why it didn't work. Were they just throwing money at anything without any thought behind it, or what was going on?
Pretty much.
He got the $50 million fucking advance from Fox. What happened was Showtime also pays, like he doesn't have, like, okay, Bob, for instance, with Crawford and Brooke, he came out of pocket for that. It was during the pandemic. There was no fucking crowd. That's a huge thing, the gate. So he said, fuck it, I'm the promoter, I'll promote. Now, this is the slick part about Heyman. Geez, I'd love to help you, but I'm just an advisor, dude. We don't give money here. So if they don't get a network paying these guys, and if they don't have it all worked out, okay, here's the pay-per-view revenue, this is what you're going to get paid on, blah, blah, blah. If they don't have that, he has nothing he can do. He's not going to come out of pocket. So, and that's the situation right there, and that's why nobody's fucking fighting. And so he used the money. Why do you think anything even remotely decent had to be on pay-per-view? Why? Because there was the money the guys were asking for. He couldn't cover it with the Fox and Showtime. So that's the reason why fucking Showtime and Fox have been getting short money fights. He doesn't have to go out of pocket.
He just tells you
still
what he
use the
wants.
budget.
He just tells you what he wants. He's just telling, Wilder's just telling that he wants 8 figures or whatever the fuck he wants. Charles Martin, Heyman's also telling you what Charles Martin wants. But who are they telling it to? DeBella? They have like a little puppet promoter up there. Who the fuck are they gonna? As Bob Arum says, who the fuck's gonna pay these guys? Like, seriously though, I mean, like, then they just.
Is Pete cutting up everybody?
They got no more bombs.
Frozen.
Yeah, my fault.
That's okay, man. Yeah, but listen, the question then becomes: is there a silver lining to all of this? In other words, if the PBC ends up disbanding, will all who's got somebody? Please mute your mic, Mike, because there's some interference going on. Mute your mics, fellas. Mute your mics, please. All right, is that Pete, man?
Yeah, he came on.
No, I don't think it's Pigeon, man. Oh, there we go. Okay. What was I going to ask? All right. So my question was then, is there a silver lining to all of this? In other words, if the PBC disbands or whatever, or starts losing ground, could all these other fighters go to some other platforms?
Of course, there would be. Yeah, if it disbanded, if it just liquefied, the company just ended. Yeah, they would be free to go with anybody else. Heyman would still probably be their advisor. Heyman wouldn't leave. He'd still, get his slice. But like, ideally would be Dana White, believe it or not, to come in and buy it, because he already has the streaming setup. He already has that end of it covered. You know what I mean? He's got his deals with fucking networks. He could work in boxing. He's already proven that if I'm going to pay you, you're going to fight. I don't think the guys would be pumped about that. Some might jump to DAZN. Some might go to Bob. Some might go to you know what I mean? Back over to Golden Boy. Main events. I'm dying to find out what's going to happen with Kathy Duva, man. It's a shame, because that was a premier fucking promotion for a lot of years.
Yeah, they were like a mom and pop type organization there. Thunderdome Boxing Talk says, I said it years ago and I'm still saying it. Heyman is terrible for boxing. So far, he sure has been anyway. Now, see, that's the thing. When Heyman started out, right off the bat, people were hating on the organization. And who can really blame them? When they came out, they wanted to use their own belt. Remember that? There were rumors that they were going to start a PBC, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, no, that wasn't rumors. They did that, dude. They ordered the belts. They also ordered all the paraphernalia, gym bags. They had, dude, it's all in their LLC, on their tax records. In the following year, they canceled it all. Once he realized he wasn't going to be able to take over the sport. That was the ideal. He was going to cut out everything. First, stab Oscar in the back. He flooded the market with meaningless fights with no geographical relevance to the fighters. He didn't do any timelines. He didn't set anybody up. Somebody grabbed a little momentum, he would put him on a shelf. That didn't matter. He was just trying to take the shit over. And when he failed, he had no gain. There was no second game plan. Remember, it was free to the most expensive promotion in boxing.
Well, here's
So
my
that's where
question
we're
though.
at.
It's been 6. It's going to be 6 years this year since they formed officially the PBC, right? How had they managed to stay afloat? I don't get it.
Fox
Well, a $500 million injection from Waddell and Reed.
Yeah, Waddell and Reed was actually $1 billion. They actually fully invested $925 million in court filings through the LLC. Yeah, so it was $900 million. That was supposed to last 5 years. In the original agreement, that's what he's being sued for, fiduciary lack of fiduciary. That's still going on too, out of breach of fiduciary duties in Kansas City. So his LLC is still being sued for that because they're saying he didn't do anything he said he was going to do. There was no any paraphernalia, the stages all come down. All these things he said he was going to do. He had a fire. Remember the first few ones? He had like these NBC guys. Actually, that wasn't even Heyman who hired them. I found that out from reading the court shit. You know how in the beginning Al Michaels and all those guys were there? That wasn't even Heyman. The network lent them out of their pockets. They paid on that end to give the PBC some life. And when they saw the writing on the wall that he wasn't putting any real good fights on, they see Twitter. They seen what people were saying. And again, once he lost, he couldn't take it over. That's what his intentions were. He was going to become the UFC of boxing. He said it for years, for 10 years before he started. It started in 2005. He said in a phone call to the executive of HBO Boxing, he said, I could take this over. I've known I could take it over for years. I could make it just like the UFC. And the guy came out in a 2005 Brian King article and 2015 article, and he goes into detail about it.
Jimmy, what does LLC stand for? I went to college, but I forgot it all. What is
it's when you have a company, it's your LLC. Yeah, limited liability. Yeah, and that's where if you get sued, that way they don't go after you personally. Like they won't go after him.
Right.
He's had the same lawyer too. A wife and this redhead kid and his wife. They're his lawyers, and it's all in the filings, dude. So that's how they stayed afloat. That 5 year that was supposed to last 5 years.
It's amazing, man. That's a great breakdown right there. Now, look, when it comes to the PBC, they put on some good fights, but it just goes to show you, boxing, it ain't easy, man. Just because you got the cash doesn't mean you're going to make it. You need to have a little savvy there, business savvy going on there. And
he did exactly what he wanted to do. He churned through all that money and took his 10% on every dollar that was spent. And he made sure it was spent.
He got 15%.
15. Excuse me.
That's what you do when it's not your money. It's like the government.
You churn it. Yeah, you churn it. It's like stock churning.
If it's your own business, I mean, you're very careful how you spend that money.
Dude, the guy who made the deal possible, Ryan Caldwell, this in itself should have been the first warning. When the guy who worked for the hedge fund jumped ship to become the fucking president of PBC, the guy who worked the deal, invest the money. He got the $1 billion out of the hedge fund to invest in this. And I know that sounds like obviously a ton of fucking money because it is. But in the hedge fund world, it really isn't. But it was still enough to piss a lot of people off when they saw the product he put forth. Everything he promised he was going to do, he didn't do. Nothing came to fruition. So at the end of it, right, when he finally ran out of the last money, Showtime and Fox came in at the last second and saved his ass. He never got money in advance from Showtime, but what he got was paid. Showtime said, this is what we'll pay the fighters. This is our budget. Work it. And then he took that budget and worked it with his fighters. In Fox, he got a $50 million up front, and that's what you got, $50 million worth of fights. But now it's all until somebody gives him a lifeblood.
Sounds like a scam.
Listen. There's three phases. There's 3 phases to this. This guy tried to unionize boxing and then put these guys on a strike. He tried to extort boxing by taking these guys and demanding all this money. That was the first phase of it with Schaefer, Golden Boy getting these guys. If you couldn't get the number 1 guy, you get the number 2 guy. Couldn't get Kovalev, he got Stevenson. He took the welterweights, and it just the way it worked out. He got every one of them that he could. That Bob Arum circled the wagons with all the real promoters that were left. Oscar was fucking in shambles. Arum got with Duva and a few of the other ones. The rest of the promoters, the few promoters that went over to be these puppet promoters for Heyman, he's a manager who's violating the Ali Act from the bottom side. So he's got these sham promoters. That's what I'm saying. Who's he asking the $10 million from?
Right.
The Bella? Now, once that was on its ass, that's when you got the PBC. And that was about a 4-year run right there. a 4-year run when they got that injection from Waddell and Reed.
Well,
so
it was
it's obvious what happened.
May 2005. That's when it launched.
Okay,
and they were broke
05.
within the end of 2017. That's when he made the first cross promotion fight with Triple G Jacobs because they needed their cash infusion. That was the first one.
Not 5,
You know
15,
what
15 to 17.
You know
15
what
to
fucking
17.
you know what fucking kills me, bro? Every time these dudes have one of their name fighters get a good win, Pigeon Mute. I was just gonna say Pigeon Mute shit, but anyway, what's it called? Every time one of these guys gets a good one, like Pacquiao, he gets a good one under the Thurman. He doesn't fight for 2 fucking years. Charlo fought Derevyanchenko. That was a good one. That was 8 months ago or 7 months ago. What the fuck is going on over here?
Yeah, it's insane.
He's paying these guys.
It's
Listen,
insane.
he's paying these guys twice as much to box half as often.
Well,
it's good for the fighters, but it sucks for us.
But Pete, actually, that stopped when he got the new deal with Showtime because again, he didn't get all he got was budgetary money. He didn't get any cash up front, just Fox. But he wasn't. Right. He wasn't. If you go back and look at what he's paid these people, all right, Spence, for instance, Spence guarantee per fight is $1.5 million. Crawford gets $3.5 million. So he's actually paying his top guys less because he just doesn't have the money. In guarantee money, it depends on a pay-per-view. But with
I'm saying
Pacquiao,
though,
very interesting thing with him.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say about Pacquiao. Another sign on the wall was when Pacquiao didn't fulfill his third fight. Remember, he had owed about $30 million. Bob Arum said, "Okay, good, nice to meet you. I'm not going to pay it because Pacquiao wanted whoever was put up at least half the money." Bob said, "No way." Excuse me, I'm sorry. He went and signed with Heyman. Obviously, somebody paid at least $15 million of that tax money. It was a 3-fight deal that was announced as a 3-fight deal. Yeah. Pacquiao just as early as a year ago said, "I know I owe, I'm going to, don't worry," because after when he signed with the same promotional outfit as McGregor, making that fight look more like it was going to happen, he actually made his publicist said, "Don't worry, I'm still going to honor that third fight." But then all of a sudden, that was it. No more talk. Remember, there was supposed to be that third one in Spence, and then Pacquiao suddenly said nope. So why would he walk away knowing he owed, like he's not worried about being sued? So unless he was told, yeah, we're not going to have anything, who knows? I'm just saying that was another strange item.
Hey, real quick, before we continue, shout out to Chris K for his contribution, who says, still waiting for that Canelo Yildirim breakdown. yeah, you're going to have to wait up on that one.
It's going to be fantastic,
Brace yourself.
Don't hold your breath for that one.
No, but my point is, after that,
I can give a breakdown. I can
give
a breakdown on Canelo against Yildirim.
Nah, all right, that's fantastic.
Hold on one second, Pigeon. We're going to get to that in a second.
Calm down, Pigeon.
Go ahead, Pete.
Have a drink. The thing is, that you saw when the actual PVC, when all these time buys broke. See, that's the thing. If he wanted to take over boxing, he could have made a real run at it as a promoter with that $500 million. Instead, he just paid these guys, inflated their purses, so that he took his 15% doing it. He inflated their purses. He had time buys. Anybody could do it. I mean, an infomercial, it's the same thing. They buy time on ESPN, CBS. They buy their. That all ended, thinking that he was going to then go to Arum when it was over with and say, "Look, his last purse was, if they were with Golden Boy and Thurman was getting paid $1 million, I'm gonna pay him $5 million. I'm gonna take 50. I'm gonna take my cut of it. And then when it comes time for a real promoter to pay this guy, I'm gonna say, look, his last purse was $5 million. And Aaron said, "Fuck you. His last real purse was $1 million. I'm gonna pay him $1 million." And so it was a stalemate. It was a holdout, right? And so it's about to come. Now the third phase of this is what Jimmy was talking about, which was this. We're gonna have to get back to reality here. He had a few dates on Showtime and then a few dates on Fox, but yeah, listen, Fox is not going to put up with this shit. It's a shame too, because they got the platform to do it with all these different channels, but they're not going to fucking play games with this guy. You know what I'm saying? And the real point of the matter is that, number one, you got to be a promoter to promote a fight. And it was good for the fighters, but it was shitty for us. If someone told you they're going to pay you twice as much to do half the work, you'd be a fool not to take it. But unfortunately for us, that sucks because we only get to see these guys once a year. And now that that's coming to an end, that's why Bob's just waiting them out. I mean, they got no more buyers now. And like you said, it's going to be pay-per-view. Any of these fights are going to be pay-per-view. Any of them. And Pacquiao's like a little exception where he's gonna draw no matter what. But I'm glad that's what they're
Spence,
doing in.
Charlo, Spence, Tank Davis, they were on pay-per-view. What's going to happen this year? You know,
Spence Porter was $2 million a piece. $2 million a piece, the pay-per-view upside, whatever that was. You know,
yeah.
they fucking Showtime. They burned their bridge with Showtime. With Wilder, with this fucking idiot. He was at the purse bid. Gomez. He was at the not Gomez. Showtime's sports. The CEO of Showtime Sports. He was there trying to keep him on Showtime pay-per-view, but he
wanted 20 million. Yeah, for one team. Showtime told him fuck off.
Oh, no way.
Pucho, you and I were talking about it. What was the guy saying? We don't want to be in the false hypotheticals or some shit. That little weasel Gomez. What was he saying?
Oh shit, that was a long time ago. I don't remember.
Anyway, remember that whole incident.
Yeah, no, that was a good. Yeah, you know what? You followed it well too with that, Pete.
Espinosa.
Yeah, but you know what, guys? I'll tell you now. Like I said 8 months ago, I won't be surprised if Wilder never fights again. And I'll reiterate it again, like I said 8 months ago.
I'm starting to think that too, man.
Come on.
I said it back then. Listen, nobody goes that far off the deep end. Listen, he's a troubled kid.
He's a train
no
wreck.
ifs, ands, up about. It's bad. He has begun to actually. At first, I thought he was just embarrassed because people made it fucking that way, and it was, so he just like, oh, fuck it. But what happened? If you notice the silence, he sat back for months, watched those retarded videos they pumped out day after day, and he just basically copied whatever they said. And then those guys would feed him more of that shit. Listen, and then he actually believes it, and he doesn't have a fucking trainer right now. He does. He's turning money down. He's going to be 35 years old. I'm just saying.
What are we talking about?
He used to think about
Heyman or what's this other guy's name?
Finkel.
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 Aren't they like talking with Deontay Wilder, or at least telling him just like a phone call, like, listen, just keep it, keep your mouth shut for a while. We'll take care of the
no.
Like, I don't know.
Finkel's listen. JD's is a weasel. I've heard more about him. He's just he's an ex-cop, but he's a weasel, wicked ass kisser. Won't tell Deontay no to anything. So everything goes through him. He's like, everything filters through JD's. He doesn't like talk to anybody anymore. He's like closed himself off, and he literally lives in that echo chamber. I guess he hangs around 78 a lot. Not 70, 78. Who, I mean, now that I find out he breeds fight dogs, I don't even want to go down that route. But anyways, so he surrounds himself with real charmers. And on top of that, he's delusional. So.
Hey, wait a minute. You got something against breeding fight dogs, man?
Come on, like he's an.
Yeah, he breeds fight dogs. What a kind man. That's a dude that deserves to get pumped right in the face.
Hey, wait. What's wrong with breeding fight dogs? So I want to know.
Dudes, and listen. Let me just say this real quick. This dude's an old head perverted pimp from the north side of Milwaukee that likes to pervert young girls and breed fight dogs. Real gem over there. I'm just saying. Real gem.
You talking about me?
Real gem.
No.
I know.
Yeah.
Leave BDA out of this.
Exactly, Johnny. You're pimping women and breeding fucking. Think about his view on life. I mean, the most helpful of all hopeless and helpless, a dog. You can abuse dogs and you pimp women. So think about his character.
Wait.
The
dog is not the...
He's not the problem. Society is the system. Is.
Hey, listen. You know what I mean? Like, this is the type of character he hangs around with, and it's just so funny that now it's his people saying, "Ha ha, fucking Fury!" And great video, by the way, guys. Bucho with the fucking, you nailed them. How many videos came out about? He never ever said anything about the weight of the suit because they were so embarrassed by that. They pumped out so many videos. So for Kevin to put that out, that goes to show you how fucking pissed people get. Listen, Kevin Iola, whatever, he was the biggest PBC shill, and lately he's been really going at the PBC hard. And for him to release that to blow up fucking his spot tells you that he's getting pissed. Everybody's tired of it.
Well, let me say something, man. Let me say something here, because when it comes to that whole situation, I've tried not.
No one can hear you.
Pete's trying to speak.
No.
Okay.
D, if you're trying to speak.
My bad.
Well, I was just gonna say real quick that the whole thing with Wilder, man. Look, if he took the loss the wrong way, look, this is what happened with fighters. Once he actually started embracing the excuses, and then he throws Mark Breland under the bus, and when Mark Breland bites back, all of a sudden it's like, oh, I'm the victim. Why is he doing this? I mean, it's just indicative of a guy who's surrounded himself with yes people, and they've been inflating his head. Yeah, they've been inflating his head. Anyway, the point is with Wilder, though, it's that type of mentality doesn't seem like he's going to be able to bounce back. I'm starting to agree with Bucci on that one.
Hey, BDA, I wonder BDA if he could. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Go Matrix. Go.
No, I was going to say I wonder if that loss to Tyson Fury, Wilder, I wonder if that hurt the PBC as well. Right? Because think about it. If he would have won that fight, let's say he wins that fight, you got the big Joshua fight on the horizon.
2 fights probably. Yeah, absolutely. I think
is he more delusional than he ever was, though?
Well, guys, remember Shelly Finkel screaming in the corner when they stopped the fight? Remember?
Because he saw
the money.
Yes, scared the shit out of me.
All right,
scared the shit out of me.
Talk about his last statement he just recently released 3 days ago. Think about what he said. He's gone so far, and like most dumb. Listen, the kid's as complex as second grade recess. He's a stupid fucking dude. He hangs around with dumb people, and no, it is what it is. And I'm just saying that ties into this. So he's easily led, and what happened? Okay, think about the mentality to say this comment. If motherfuckers only knew the pressure I was in. First, he mentioned pressure now. First, in an interview with Costa, going into that fight, he keeps talking about pressure. So it might have been something personal in his life, but he also tries to tie it into drugs. Because now it's, if they knew the condition I was in, people would they wouldn't even understand. People would salute me in the street and say, "You go, champ." See where he's gone? So not only didn't he lose the fight, but in his mind, he's superhuman. He needs our adulation. We should bend down to his greatness, because not only did he was cheated, they drug him, and people don't even know what he went through. So like a typical liar, they'll make themselves a victim, and at the end, they're the hero. And he's putting himself in this elevated state. Dude, it's so...
But has he lost his mind? What is it? Yeah. Has he lost his mind? Is that what's happening? Because even
Eddie Hearn said that.
He was
he's a fucking nut. He's a mental. Man. He's mental, kid. He's fucking out of his mind. He's lost his mind.
Like so basically his career is over, right? At this point.
Yeah.
I mean,
no.
I believe it is.
I'll be shocked y'all as well, bro.
Pete says no because Pete, are you saying no because you're like, why, you're a fan of Alabama State or something?
Yeah. Listen, I love Deontay Wilder. I'm Bomb Squad tattoo. I'm not getting it removed. The thing is this, though, and never. Thank you. I never been a fan. But listen, we've been watching the guy for all these fights and all the flaws, and he's been clipped every fight, whether he's won or lost. He's not going to learn anything new. He's not going to take instruction. He's not going to take any value from the loss. He's not going to handle the loss well. He's just simply going to have the same career as he was before this. He's going to fucking swing the same right hand. He's going to. My problem is this, right? Here's what I'm saying. This is what somebody should get to him and be like, listen, you're not gaining any fans by doing this. And if you don't do this, you're not going to lose any of your fucking fans, right? So it's like, my problem is 2 things. Number one,
you got a lot of problems.
That he wasn't responding. He wasn't riding along with these excuses. He made these excuses. These came out of his fucking mouth. I'm not saying he thought them up, but whoever said it to his ear, he's the one talking his costume. I'm glad that audio came out, because every reporter keeps audio when you're doing a story. If you put it in quotes, they usually are, that's like 101. You have this audio to back it up. 2, the costume, the water, Breland, Darrell, the fucking egg weights now, the dented head, all this shit. It's like he's actually the one. He's the ref. He's actually participating in this as a leader of this, right? And if you look at it, what he's doing is he's just compartmentalizing his loss, just like basically like AJ did, except for AJ did it in a way that's going to actually, he's going to be better for it. Deontay Wilder, it's behind him. Yeah. He fucking didn't lose. He didn't lose. I'm going on.
Didn't he lose, brother? We need to bow down to it. I mean, read what he says there. It's crazy. People would salute me and say, "Champ, we had no idea." And that's actually what he said. So in his head, he has gone full fucking. So think about it. He can't lose. Say if he was to fight Fury again and lose, I mean, think about how that ends. So in his world, listen, live in an echo chamber. Don't let any news in, and just keep repeating, and just repeat the same lie. And and if you pressure him, what he'll say? What? You don't believe in Google? Go Google that shit.
So that means that he actually so that means he actually wants the third fight because he thinks he can win it.
He wants that third fight, and I tell you what, he's going to get a third fight.
But the only thing is, though, why would he let those? Oh, well, I know why. Because again, it comes down to PBC didn't have any money. So I'm not saying he didn't want the fight. Some of me kind of thinks he didn't. But if you look at the timetable, the reason why they were pushing that off, they couldn't have that fight because Bob was like, "Okay, we'll do it. We'll put up the money." And between DAZN and me, we'll cover Tyson's end. And where was that $30 million going to come from PBC? Right. So they needed the fans. That's why he kept pushing off the sign date. And that's what he's going to use in court. When he takes to the court, he's going to say that fight couldn't take place because of the financial aspects of it. And Bob's going to argue why we had ours covered. And the judge is going to say, oops, sorry, you should have had a promoter instead of an advisor.
Oh,
not going to any courtroom. Not going to any courtroom ever. No part of this. Not the egg plates. Not the autopsy. Not the fucking dent in his head. Not nothing.
I gotta tell you,
I talked to Mickey about that. The egg weights, right? Can I tell you what he said? He said, "Dude, the first time you got hit with it, you'd say, what the fuck? You know the difference between an egg weight and a fist. Like if you got a 16-ounce egg weight at the end of your glove and somebody whops you upside the fucking head with it, you would know instantaneously that wasn't a fist. He would have grabbed his head and said, what the fuck did you just hit me with? It's so ridiculous on its face. And it's grown-ass men carrying this lie.
Hey, I wanted to say something about that, man. I wanted to say something.
Casuals. I wanted to say something. Just go along with these lies. It just shows you that these guys don't know shit about boxing. That's the proof.
Yeah, but I wanted to say something interesting here about it because I don't know if you guys saw it, but I think it was last night. But Punch Drunk had a brilliant son in there.
I was there.
And he had.
I didn't see it.
Well, he had brilliant son in there, and he was airing some dirty laundry there. First of all, I think it's the first time since I've been watching boxing for 20-something years. It's the first time that I've ever seen the family member of a character in the boxing world have to come to the defense of his father or mother, whatever, man. That's the point we're at right now in this saga, where when the son actually has to defend the father because of the allegations that are going. And he said something interesting. He said, "Look, apparently the kid is internet savvy. He knows all about the LDBC." And he says, "Look, they're crazy." And now Ponchong tried to be neutral, and he was saying that thing that you often hear from other people saying, "Well, it's not everybody in the LDBC." Okay, so what? It's like only 90% of them are only 90% of them are crazy. So hold on. So he was saying something interesting. He was saying that Deontay Wilder and JD's that's the problem. That JD's doesn't know how to train. He says that he was telling Wilder, instead of saying, "Hey, move your head," or blah blah blah, he would say, "Do the Matrix thing. Do the Matrix thing."
Yeah, do the Dougie.
Who is the, question. Who is JD's? Has anybody done any research or who he is, where he comes from?
Retired police officer.
Breland,
he's a cop.
Breland's kid last night was like, "Dude, JDS don't know jack shit. He's a fucking yoga instructor."
Okay, it's JD's. It's JD's, not JDS, man. Stop saying Diaz. Everybody's saying Diaz. Come on.
No,
now.
not
Jimmy
Diaz.
summed it up.
Not Diaz.
You said Diaz. I heard you.
Diaz.
I heard you say Diaz. I heard you say Diaz.
These nuts.
All right, who cares?
There's a porn star called Cherokee Diaz.
Let me say this real quickly, because I know we got a full panel. BDA Bucho, thank you for having me on. It's been a while. Appreciate it. If you ever get it, and real quickly, I appreciate you guys having me on. It's been a while, for old time's sake. A little Salvatore Tessio for you. But if you ever get because I got a couple cases going on right now. So if you ever get a call from a county jail, it's me calling into the show. So don't worry about it. We'll do the whole Paulie Walnuts Johnny Sack thing, BDA. Okay? I got you.
Speak.
Johnny, you got to stop getting caught, dude.
Yeah, you got to stop doing crazy shit. That's
we'll make another video for that. Love you guys, though. I'll talk to you soon. All right. God bless.
Take it easy. Take it easy. And by the way, I wanted to get to Brian Harkin real quick because he dropped by as well. Brian, thank you for being on. Yep. And then we'll get to Gonzalo because he dropped by as well. But go ahead, Brian. Okay, we're still talking about this Wilder saga. It just never seems to end. So I think you wanted to say something about that.
Yeah. Okay. Well, they should turn it into a children's show. Hello, kids. Do you want to hop onto the excuse train? What excuse are we going to have today?
That's what it seems like, right? Yeah, man. It's an excuse every day. I mean, it's gonna get to the point where Wilder's gonna say that they used black magic on him. I mean, it's gonna happen at some point. He's gonna accuse them of using witchcraft.
It's going to be gypsy magic. Gypsy magic's the next.
Which is why
blaming an Irish coke dealer now. They're blaming that Irish guy Keenan. They're trying to say the fucking he pressured the Nevada State Athletic Commission to not having an investigation. They're like, because he's mobbed up. I'm like, no, he's not mobbed up. He's a coke trafficker.
Which is why Breland never really responded to this bullshit, because it's like he probably thinks that he's wasting his fucking time going on there. It's so fucking outlandish on its face that it's like, even when Breland gave this interview, he's like, I'm not even gonna fucking address that shit. And
but that's a sign of guilt.
Punch brought up Punch brought up
guilt.
I know. Punch brought that up. Yeah, he didn't deny it. If you know what he's saying, I mean, you know what he's saying, but obviously, if you know what he's saying, he said, I'm going to fucking answer to this bullshit. And in general, look, it's not for you to prove a negative. That's the thing. It's not for fucking, it's not for Breland to prove the absence of some substance in a fucking bottle of water.
Stupidest argument that can be made. Thank you, Pete.
I'm just saying, let them. You got something, bring it. We have something. Right. It's going to go to court. What are you going to be in front of the fucking Supreme Court and talk about?
Yeah, it's like
there's no fucking.
The burden of proof is on the guy who's making the accusation, right?
Exactly. Anytime in life, anytime I make a verbal.
I mean, think about it. You would just walk up to somebody. I think you're a child molester. Prove to me you're not. You know what I mean? It's so insane. The fact that he would actually say, that dummy actually said, nobody showed me any evidence that he didn't cheat. Like, are you really
Jimmy,
stupid, man?
Jimmy, I think you cheated on your wife. Prove me wrong.
Exactly. Prove your whereabouts.
Exactly, dude.
This whole time.
Exactly.
Hey, listen. Here's my theory. Here's my theory about the delay. Was Breland paid or not? I can't get a straight answer. I told Punch, ask this kid if his dad was paid, because I'm thinking. I think they forgot his check on the way out. That's what I'm saying. I think they fired him, which, if you listen to Breland's interview and he wrote an Instagram post, a long one, and he basically outlined it that, look, I tried my best. My time with Deontay Wilder was getting shorter and shorter and shorter. I'd come in like shorter and shorter times before the training camp. Deez was really, like a firewall. You couldn't talk to Deontay. He was running the show. So I'm thinking that again, these trainers don't get paid on any kind of paper. They get paid on the back end. It's kind of like an honor system. You've heard it before. These trainers, when they part ways, they don't get paid. I want to know if he got paid or not. I just think it's fucked up all the way around to throw Breland into it.
That's a good question too. That I saw somebody, but I think Pete, you would have gotten an answer last night if you would have stopped referring to Mark Breland's son as boy. Answer my question, boy. You kept saying that over and over. I think that's why he didn't answer your question. Now, can anybody answer that? Did Mark Breland indeed get paid? Was he getting paid, or was he?
No one's answered it yet.
He would have been paid. Ideally, how it's always worked in time memorial in boxing, the trainer, everybody gets paid at the end of the night. Check in hand.
Right.
The promoter cuts checks at the end. Everybody, you don't leave that arena without a check.
That's true. Okay, so then he must have been paid,
but not. But there's no provision. There's no provision for a trainer. There's a provision for the manager. There's a provision for the fighter, and there's no provision in that. I'm assuming they want it like this. I mean, I've heard I heard talk about it. Goosen, Ellie Setback was busting his balls, cutting him off, interrupting him, and asking him questions, and he's trying to explain to him the way it's set up, that in boxing, and I'm sure this is there's some kind of precedent, something led to this. There's some kind of reason for it, but there's no provision in the in the contract for an event where they get dispersed directly to the trainer. I don't know why, but that's the way it is, and that's the way I'll send you the interview. Goosen was once he told Ellie to shut up while he was explaining the answer. And he said it in that word too. He said it that way. He goes, "Are you finished?" Be quiet. I'm not finishing my answer. Now listen.
Did he call him the K word?
He's that type of guy.
Well,
hey, did he call him the K word?
If you've never heard that series of interviews, it is the funniest fucking thing you've ever seen. Ellie,
the reason why, if I was the trainer, I wouldn't want it lumped in with the fighter's purse, like, because you would be getting paid on his tax, you know what I mean, level, which would be over 50%. Well, capital gains. So if it was like, okay, we'll take it in on minus tax, and, you know, because what fighter is going to figure out his tax to his? You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
By the way, shout out
he
to Mr.
really,
shout out.
He really sized it up
hold on,
like
real
Finkel.
quick.
The crypt keeper was supposed
Real
to cut
quick.
that check. Go ahead, sorry.
Shout out to Mr. E who just over the super chat. He says, "Come on, fellas, Wilder and JFK, same boat. It's all true." Yeah, I mean that's where it's starting to head now with this whole conspiracy thing. But listen, boxing, like I keep saying, all of these things can happen in boxing. Cheating happens in boxing. Corruption, that it goes on all the time. But you gotta come up with some credible evidence. And here's the other thing that doesn't help your cause: going around on the internet and threatening the coach of the guy you think cheated, and openly threatening the guy on the internet for everyone to see and everyone to save the video. So I mean, these people, I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what they think they're doing.
But Wilder's not doing that. I must say, I got to draw some line. I'm completely disappointed in him for starting these fucking shotgun excuses. I mean, how many excuses in the first 30 days was there? They're everywhere, and they're still coming.
Yeah,
and participating in it, and throwing Breland in there. Now, what the fans say, dude, that's sports, man. Sports, they throw you off the fucking second tier of the Buck Stadium if you wear a Jets jersey, all this bullshit. I mean, like,
yeah,
no one takes any of that shit seriously. You know what I mean? I don't know how they do it in Canada. They probably give you a stern tongue lashing, but.
Yeah, that's exactly
over here. They'll kill you.
I don't get it. Are you defending Wilder? What's?
It just basically talk shit, mate, Wilder.
Oh yeah.
Wilder's
we all
just
are.
full of shit.
I'm not cutting the guy any slack or anything like that. I mean, this is you never.
But in his favor, he's not death threatening. He's not making death threats against Sugar Hill and everybody else. I must say that.
I mean, wow. I mean, so that's why, so we got him. So it's not as bad as. Okay, so we're saying that it could be even worse. I mean, yeah, of course. But this is the worst thing I've ever seen in a long time, man.
His fans are threatening people on Twitter. Like when the Ishii Smith, the boxer who stood up for Fury, saying it's just he made a video saying how ridiculous it is. A kid actually tweeted him saying he was going to shoot him when he saw him.
Oh,
he's a coup now. And he posted a picture of himself with a gun on his hip. And by the size of his gun, it's a Glock 19. You could know by, if you know the size of that gun, he's not a big dude. He's probably like 130 pounds with wet denim and quarters in his pocket. And he's fucking running his mouth.
Hey, you tripping, fool?
Yeah, man, that's insane, man.
Listen.
Yep.
This is
you want to know the worst thing about it?
What's that, Brian?
Ty Jones is on the internet still calling Deontay Wilder the champ. Like he hasn't.
They call him their king. They call him their king.
That's so cringe, man.
My king, my
don't
man.
these people have anything better to do in their life?
They're serious. This is the thing. They are 100% serious.
You know what?
Yeah,
You know what? Apology asked a good question. Don't they have anything better to do with their time? They should have something better. They definitely do. Come on the show here. Start becoming part of the BDA family. We'll get you through it, man. Don't worry about it. Donate a couple of super chats. We'll give you the whole package. 4-disc DVD set on how to get your life straightened out. And it's all going to be fantastic, let me tell you. By the way, on Rival in the chat says, BDA Boxing, essentially JD's is the brother of a boxing writer who opened up a boxing gym in the 90s. His brother was a trainer and he was the promoter's. His gym never produced anything until Wilder. Well, there you go. You know what, Mark? I wanna Bucho, you and I. We should do a special episode. Anybody else wants to hop in as well. But do some research beforehand and get into the nitty gritty of who is this man, where did he come from, and more importantly, where is he going? Then he says Wilder walked through the door. He's a failed journalist whose brother was the talented one that he got lucky off of as a manager. Well, there you go. And by the way, JD looks like Jim Brewer, the stand-up comedian. I've said it before, and I'll keep saying it over and over. He looks like fucking Jim Brewer, man. That's disturbing to me. But look, listen. You want to keep talking about the Wilder thing, or because I want to get Gonzalo's thoughts real quick on tomorrow's fights, if indeed we are done with the Wilder thing.
We're never
No,
done BDA. It's going to keep going on for years.
That's true.
Cheese, egg weight, poisoning. Okay, let's go. All right, that's it.
Wilder talk is like Puff Daddy. I thought I told you that we won't stop. That's the whole fucking the whole career is going to be this.
Yo,
Recognize before you make gay.
5G.
Well, that too.
5G fucked us. Good job. 5G.
And some people are complaining in the videos that I made. I read some of the comments. Some people go like, "Well, you keep talking about Wilder. Like, what are you talking about Wilder?" And like, he's the one that doesn't want to go away. He's the one that doesn't want to stop. So
either come back, fight, right, and talk shit, or just go away. He's just talking shit from the sideline. That's all he's doing.
Mm-hmm. And I like Bucho. I like how people. That's the thing. They don't address the arguments you're making, or even just what you're showing on screen. Sometimes Bucho just puts what people said and lets it speak for itself, and he doesn't. And people go, "Well, what do you think about this? And what do you think about that?" And they never address. They're always trying to deflect. It's
yeah. It's like
pathetic,
I made those videos. So it's like I just showed the LTPC like saying whatever they want to say or comments. And by the way, some guy even said, I don't know if he's trolling, but he said that Wilder and Kevin Iole interview, he said that's a fake Wilder.
Nah, he
like,
must have been
fake
kidding. I think he had like one of those Pan-African. I think he had the Pan-African
voice. Let's be real.
Well, according to the
No, I saw that kid. He's an imbecile.
I think they cloned him. I think they cloned Deontay Wilder.
Yeah,
just
probably,
Deontay
man.
Wilder to be more stupider and
stupider. Hey, by the way,
if that's possible.
Yeah, we got Gonzalo. Zalo, are you there?
That's the new conspiracy
what's up,
theory.
BDA? How's it going?
Good, man. Good.
Fellas?
Just woke up.
Yeah, I was drinking a little beer last night.
A little beer. So what's up?
No, I'm
What's a little?
remodeling the house here. I'm doing a lot of changes. I've been busy. What's up with the fights, BDA tomorrow? Who's fighting?
Oh, you don't know? Well, we got Jojo Diaz versus Rakhimov, the sniffer, as we like to call him around here. We've got Marinez versus Comey, and we got Brian Castano versus Teixeira. But look, listen, I mean...
Okay, cool.
Hey, but by the way...
sparring with Virgil Ortiz. He's pretty good, man. Marinez.
Oh, yeah.
Tough kid.
I thought he had like a presentation.
Who?
And then
What's up, Gonzalo?
What, have a pound overweight? He can still fight. Have a pound over, but I mean, if he can cut that down, no problem. Interesting fights.
Yeah, how can he cannot... That's the thing we're talking about, Gonzalo. Like, the guy's 29 years old, Joseph Diaz, and he's already having trouble. He's not making weight? That's unacceptable, man. Unacceptable. What do you think about that, Gonzalo?
Well, maybe he's ready to move up. 29,
Again?
that would be about the age.
He just moved up recently,
he
man.
just moved up? Okay.
Zalo, you better
Well,
get your act together.
He's short. He's short. He's got short arms. He's gonna run into a wall if he goes up to what do you have to? His next weight class would be 135.
Mm-hmm. Well, already he's not a puncher. Already he's not a puncher. He's not a big puncher right now. 130, and he wasn't 126. So yeah, he's in trouble.
Yeah,
man.
so he's in trouble. That's why he's missing weight. He's probably trying to keep down himself because of his lack of punching power. Trying to keep his weight, into a smaller division.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I hope Jacket Off would just take this motherfucker out, bro.
No, but hold on, but Jacking Off or whatever his name is. This guy with the poppers and all that, the loose asshole. I don't like this guy. I don't like what he stands for. I don't like the cheating. I mean, I don't know, man. I'm gonna root for Joseph Diaz. But the other thing I hate about Joseph Diaz Jr. though, on the other hand, the bleached hair. He thinks he's Simon Phoenix or something. I don't like the guy. I don't like that. Keep your natural hair color, man. You're not a broad. Stop
You're
it.
Mexican with blonde hair. Come on, bro.
Yeah, that's a disgrace, man. Absolute disgrace.
I just a non-power puncher, dude. I'm biased, man. I just can never get behind somebody unless they're world-class boxer, like mover or whatnot. And that's not the case with him. It's just that's what he lacks, that power. So knowing that there's almost no chances, you're going to see someone get starched. I just don't got time for it.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's weaselly, but
well, listen. I want to do a show tomorrow. Worst case scenario after the fight, or worst case scenario the day after the fight. Are you fellas gonna? I'm thinking you're gonna watch the fights, right? Because they're high quality stuff, man. Come on now.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely gonna watch. I'm starving for boxing. I'm kind of bummed that the fight I was most looking forward to wasn't gonna happen. But I feel bad for that kid Smith. Took a lot of time away from his fucking wife and young family to have that pulled out. That sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you, Jimmy? Are you fiending like Ryan Garcia looking for a popper? Hey, listen. Are any of these cards tonight, or are they all tomorrow?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Man, fiending for a good fight.
Was that?
Yeah. I'm fiending for a good fight where I just want more fights where you don't know. Like there's a chance either way can win. You know what I mean? Like, well, we got that Ramirez Taylor. That's looking very probable. That's an excellent fight. Burchelt Valdez. That's a great fight.
Or Valdez. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Valdez. That's a great fight. I mean, put it this way, man. That kid. I'll tell you, if that British kid takes that with Top Rank, if he takes Ramirez and beats him, that's going to be fucking impressive. For 16 pro fights, that the resume that kid has.
Yeah, and some people don't even have them.
Burchell Valdez fight, it's a good fight. I mean, they might carry each other to a certain point where they're going to give an entertainment to the fans, but at any given moment, one of those guys is going to seize the fight. The guy that can punch the hardest on the line, down the stretch, you're going to catch the other guy and lights out. Somebody getting knocked out, man.
Yeah, and the best fight tomorrow night is Castano versus Jesus Christ.
Teixera.
Ooh, that's a good fight. That's a good fighter, man. Brian Castano Boxing.
Yep.
I think everybody's going with Castano, right?
Teixera. Yeah, you got a big guy in Teixera who likes to come forward. He's got long arms. He's strong. He's powerful. He's tall. Right, and you got Castano, who is short, good movement, right, quick, powerful in himself, combination puncher, and both fighters come forward. That's going to be a good fight.
Yeah, man, I'm looking forward to it, man. Absolutely. By the way, somebody in the chat room said that Punch Drunk is getting death threats because of the whole Wilder thing. That's insane, man. But you know what?
Everybody's getting death threats.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, one of them said it right on a video. I hope he dies in a flaming car wreck. Like, what grown ass man would wish that upon somebody over a boxing match?
Well, what did Punch Drunk do, anyways? Just because he talked to Mike Breland?
Well, no, he's been.
You don't think this sounds familiar? This is what they do right now in mainstream journalists, not the sidetrack, but this is just a microcosm of that. They fire someone. If a New York Times guy writes an opinion piece that the other reporters don't like, they just team up and kick them out. It's just that's they don't make death threats, but it's the whole cancel culture on a micro level.
It's insane. It's absolutely insane, man. Yeah, but apparently that's. But listen, nobody's gonna do anything. I mean, these people like to talk. Everybody talks a big game on the internet, and unless they're insane or something. Now, if you're ever walking down the street and you hear somebody say, "Hey, can I get a drop?" All right, then you better get the fuck out of there, man, because probably is somebody trying to do you in like Charlemagne the God. All right, now listen. The other thing is, I was reading the news today, and I just found the article here again. Apparently, Jermall, the 160-pound one, he's talking about he wants to fight everybody. He wants to fight Golovkin. I'm thinking, look, do some negotiations, then I'll start talking about that. Until then, I got no time for all these people calling Golovkin out and then not finding him. It's getting a little tiresome at this point. In regards to other fights, man, listen, tomorrow, I don't want to hear that from people as well. Like, oh, the boxing sucks. We got 3 good fights tomorrow, man. 4 if you count the Warrington fight, which I think it's going to be entertaining for as long as it goes. Because the guy he's fighting, he's not, he's never done anything, but at least he comes forward. I don't think he's going to go in there and run. So, man, we got some fantastic fights lined up tomorrow. So, post-fight show, most likely. Not pre-fight show, because pre-fight, I mean, we're already doing it here tonight. So, what do you want from me?
Yeah.
Anything else? Yeah, anything else on the schedule, on the roster? Anything anybody else wants to say before we leave?
Well, I was looking forward to, and it's off now. I was looking forward to Jason Quigley versus Shane Mosley Senior or Junior, but that's off now to April due to an illness. But I was meant to be on tomorrow night, and I know Jason Quigley personally, so that would have been interesting for me.
What about Better Bebop? Isn't he supposed to be taking on Isn't he supposed to be fighting soon?
Beterbiev, I think he's getting delayed, Jimmy. Because of injury or COVID. I don't think
who is he fighting?
Fight anytime soon.
He's fighting. Hold on.
I don't know. The opponent keeps switching. It was first was the Chinese guy, and then it was someone else, but I don't know anymore.
It's hold on. Let me Berturbi's fighting some guy named Adam Danis. I don't know if that's how you say the name. Danis, Adam Danis. Hold on.
I think him and Joe Ross Smith would be a good fight.
Well, that's what they're trying to get at. But I mean, Smith's fight just fell off because of the Kuf, and then Berturbiev keeps getting. Okay, so the Danes is a German dude. He looks like he comes from a nice Aryan stock. He's 19-1 with 10 knockouts, 5'11". All right, so he's never really beaten anybody of note. He lost to
Speaking
the
of
Chinese
Dane,
guy.
that's who Wilder will fight. He'll come back with
on Hitler's birthday.
Whalen.
So listen,
That
man.
fight's not happening.
Yeah, that's not. I mean, listen.
I'll tell you why that fight's not happening.
Why is that?
There's no if Dillian White beats Povetkin, there's no way that puts him back in contention for a title fight at the WBC.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no way if Anthony Joshua beats Tyson Fury, there's no way he's going to give Deontay Wilder an opportunity because that's an in-house fight.
I'm sorry, maybe you misheard. I said Whalen, that Den guy.
Oh, I thought you said White. Sorry.
Oh no! Yeah, no, you're 100% right in what you just said. By the way, brother, but no, I was saying that Otto Whalen, the German guy. I'm pronouncing his name wrong. The kid who got stiffed by fucking the kid who got knocked out like the first round by what's Wilder's new trainer. That fight, I mean, he's a total stiff.
Yeah.
Well, listen, but the Dillian White Povetkin fight, that's another one that you never know what's going to happen with that fight because every time they do a rematch, it's canceled. The initial fight too was postponed. Then this is postponed. Then this guy, then that guy, and it's like I don't know what it is with Povetkin, but he just doesn't seem to attract good vibes for some reason. But hey, he keeps getting the results in there though, so good for him. Yeah, man, listen, we've got fantastic fights. Shout out to Stu in the chat room. But listen, if there's not anything else, then I guess we'll wrap it up and save energy for tomorrow. Like I said, fantastic fights. And that's the way it goes. So, fellas, I guess we're going to end it.
Yep.
Thank you for being on. Really appreciate it. Everybody on the StreamYard, Brian, thank you for being on. Everybody in the Discord here. Everybody.
No worries.
Absolutely, man.
Good night, guys.
See you later,
Everybody
everyone.
be safe. Peace.
Everyone have a good one, guys.
Everybody
Thanks for having me on.
See you.
And shout out to everybody in the chat room and everybody who donated the super chat as well. I'm trying to get a list here of Harold Garrison says LDBC love poppers. Hey man, listen, I don't know. I'll blame Jimmy for the whole popper discussion. That I don't know why he brought that up. Nobody asked about it, and he goes like, "Oh yeah, let me talk about poppers." I was like, Jimmy, you gotta back off of that, man.
Good night,
all right.
fellas. Good night, BDA.
Good night, man.
Everybody, stay thirsty, my friends.
Take it easy, Gonzalo. Bucho, for some reason I'm getting a lot of technical difficulties here. I can't see the super chats here, the list of super chats. Usually, if you go to viewer activity, you can check that out, but it's telling me no new super chats. So, anybody, listen, everybody that donated, I think it was Mr. E, Chris K. Who else was it, man? Anyway, all of you guys who donated the super chat, you know who you are. Thank you for joining us. Really appreciate it. You guys are the best. You keep the game routine rolling and you allow us to continue this show. So shout out to you fellas. Enjoy the fights tomorrow. We are going to go live after the fights or the day after. I'm still not sure. Got to work the schedule out, but we will be doing a post-fight show for sure. So thanks a lot for joining us, fellas. Everybody in the chat room, I'm talking about who is Stu was in there, Harpo Marks, LDBC Lion, Viking Varial, Brown Gun, Jet Kyle. Shout out to Thunderdome who was there, Mark who dropped by for a bit as well. Check out his channel on Rival Boxing Talk. Apology Man, Alcobert Apostrophe, Ignorant Boxing, Pigeon Mike Tyson, SSB 28, Truth Son, Mr. E, the aforementioned Mr. E, Adam UK, Grievous, 100% X, and Official Scorecard Boxing as well, Harold Garrison, GB Guthrie, thanks fellas for joining us, 10 Bears, and everybody else. I don't have to. Steven Schneider, shout out to Steven, Johnny Boy who also dropped by for a little bit. Guys, thank you for joining us. Catch you on the next one. Take it easy and have yourselves a great night. Take it easy, fellas.
BDA Boxing.